place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym, where you can pretend you're walking up an endless flight of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's land!
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Yes. How I look forward to this beautiful tune. It's Friday, and it's only me, it's only the Kimmer. Let her rip, anything goes. With Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls, Flounder. 303, here's the number, 404-741-1230, and Jesus is aboard the Kimmer Show train today. Our Savior. Oh, no, wait a minute. What have you done there? Pete Davis has a Jesus statue. I guess he took off his dashboard in that Porsche, and he's got it right there on YouTube and everything. It's with the Kimmer and Pete and Flounder. What's new in the mountains of Macon there, Pete Davis? Oh, we don't have Pete Davis. That's an incredible story. Hold on, wait a minute.
We got him right here.
Here we go. Pete Davis, cue him, man. There he is right now.
Just when you think food.
All I can say is Saturday. My God, man. You were saying.
No, just keep going.
No. We're just, guys, setting the stage here because we have actually a lot of newsy stuff. We got, a lot of political stuff, and frankly, we got a lot of other things stuff too, so we'll get it all, including some sad news and a trick news on Flounder here. But Pete, anything new going on right now? Groundhog's okay? No weather thing? Everything's, what?
Everything, it's beautiful right now.
And Flounder, what's going on with you in the boat? Is that Mike in there? What's he messing thing? Well, what happened now? He doesn't like my level, does he? He doesn't like the fact that I like to hear the sound the way I like it. I'm sorry.
He's not even near for you, so just keep going. Keep moving, move along.
Well, I want to tell him a little thing because today we're going to start the show with a couple of weird things today, and one of them is when I went in to check. Now, Flounder, of course, puts together the comedy bits we do. I try to do at least one comedy bit every hour. We call it Flounder's Funnies, and it's sponsored by Lucky's Hoagies. We'll have one coming up for you shortly. But also today, excuse me, Pete had, I guess I got the message, and Pete forwarded a message to Flounder to get some James Gregory comedy bits. Okay, that's all it said was get some James Gregory comedy bits. So 4 minutes ago, I go into the booth. 7 minutes ago, I go into the booth with Flounder. Okay, and I said, by the way, do we have the 3 comedy bits plus James Gregory? And he says, oh yeah, I've got 3 James Gregory bits and 3 comedy bits. And he said we can do them both. And I said, oh yeah, great. And I forgot what you said, like something like, what is it? It's his birthday?
I was like, is he in the news today? Is it his birthday?
Oh, boy. I said, no, he died. He's dead.
I talked to him 2 weeks ago.
The man is dead. I know. That's what I'm saying. What a shocker. In fact, he was...
you guys had mentioned, hey, because a listener called and was like, hey, he's a fan of the show and he's a fan of the Kimmer and he'd love to come on. So we exchanged numbers and he was going to come on a few weeks ago, and then he called me and he was in the hospital.
It was like a day or two before or something, and he couldn't. Or maybe it wasn't even that, but it was very soon to when he was going to actually come on and be in here in the studio.
He was going to come in studio, and he called me from the hospital, and he said he couldn't make it, and that he would be in touch with us when he was better because he still wanted to come on.
Wow, James Gray, he died. He was 78 years old, and it doesn't say what he died of. He collapsed. Recently, within recent months or years or something, on stage one time, and he said he had vertigo, but I don't know whether that was a thing or whether I have no idea what happened or what the problem was. I really don't know. But I was just checking up just a minute ago, and he had joined the Marines. back at the time when I was in, and his health problems caused they had to kick him out. They didn't kick him out. They just medically discharged him. But James Gregory was a Marine for a short while, and the man just passed away there. And we're going to play some of the bits here in just a moment, too, as we set the stage here today.
Maybe the funniest Southern comedian. He was right here, I think, Marietta or something. One of the funniest Southern comedians. If you have not heard his bit about taking casseroles to a Southern funeral, you have got, because I'm telling you, we were all in a big old SUV driving to my mom's memorial in Mississippi several years ago, and I brought that tape. I said, you got to listen to this. And we were howling the whole way over there about taking casseroles to a funeral.
It could be a law, I don't know. It could be a law, I don't know. And I don't know whether this is coming up, but one of my favorites when he says, you know what, I don't understand. These damn airplanes, he said, why don't they make the damn airplane out of the same material they make that black box? Hell, thing can bounce off a cornfield. And I'm thinking, oh my God. I mean, it's just...
He's riding in the small plane in the Bahamas, and the pilot's walking up and down asking people their weight. And he says, why do you need to know our weight? He goes, well, we need to know how much fuel to put in the plane. And he says, here's my credit card, fill her up. I don't want to die because some fat woman in the back won't say her real weight.
She lied about 220. My God. Oh, mercy. Anyway, so his father, I didn't mean to shock you. I said, no, he died. He died. So, anyway, he died, 78 years old, just announced today. And he was supposed to do a concert at the Hoover Institute or something tomorrow or this weekend or whatever.
Him and George Wallace, the black comedian, and Jeff Foxworthy are probably right up there on the Mount Rushmore Southern comics.
Yeah. And who's the guy who said, here's your sign, Ron, what's his name? Here's your sign.
Ron White. Sorry, Ron White.
He's
right.
in that group there, too. And I guess the cable guy have to be. But still, I mean, he's one of a handful of really true stars of this kind of Southern humor.
The cable guy's from Oklahoma, so technically
that's true.
Not Southern.
That's true. 309, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right, so we'll play a James Gregory thing. Plus Flounder's Funnies for our friends at Nucky's Hoagies. Also, we're going to give away, we got another set of tickets give away for tomorrow night's celebration of the Governor's Club. Now, obviously, they're going to have to race down there to pick them up before we close at 5, right, Flounder? So if they get in their car now and call us now,
no, they'll get emailed. The tickets will be emailed to them.
Oh, that would be like that high tech way of doing it.
Correct.
Oh,
so we want to do it in the 3 o'clock hour.
Oh. Well, then I'll do it here. I'll do it.
We'll do it when we come back in the next break. Yep.
Okay, we'll do it in a few minutes. So again, get ready to call if you want these tickets for Governor's Gun Club. Or you can call now and we'll put you on hold, or you can, tell me to kiss my butt or whatever you want to do.
Hang up on you.
And by the way, a couple quick things. And again, we have newsy stuff, but don't rush me. Don't rush me. And I'm not even going to talk about my tire. God, twice this week. Okay, I said it. I'm going to talk about it later. Connolly, 2 flat tires this week. And they both cost me 2 hours in the day. I mean, it's there goes my morning. There goes 2 hours. Anyway, okay. Two things. A couple quick things. It's Mother's Day Sunday, guys. Obviously, Mother's Day is for your children to honor them. But please remember that you need to thank her too. You need to do something special for her. And for every Mother's Day, I always go to the stable. I used to do it with Jack, the good boy. But now I'm going to pick a horse tomorrow, and I'm going to have a little sign saluting my mother, the mother of my granddaughter, Jennifer, and the mother of my granddaughter and grandson, Sarah, and the wife who gave me the women who became mothers and gave me the grandchildren. So I'm going to salute all 3 of them with a little sign at the stable, which I do every year. And again, same thing, guys. And remember this, too, if you don't mind me saying so. On every time your child has a birthday, you should do something special to your wife, for your wife, giving her something special because she bore the child. Well, I said it didn't come out the right way. I give her a little something, It came out wrong. But again, you celebrate her, you thank her, you say, which I did, I always do whenever a child's birthday, and I always make sure I thank the hoppo, I thank their mother. Because I was there. I saw them both. I saw them take their first breath. Both totally different. way
You were
different.
responsible, so you
Anyway,
should have been.
so just a thing to remember that. Also, I want to let's see. We got concert. Judas Priest is at my concert.
Judas Priest,
500 yards from my townhouse. That I'm renting tonight. So I'm not even going home. I got to figure. I think I'm going to go right across the street to that bar with a balcony, and I'm going to get like a rum and coke or something, and stay on that balcony and just watch the people. And by the way, there's a concert here tonight, and it's from something called Honk, Honxho, Honks Ho, or something like that. I think it looks like an Asian thing, maybe. I mean, it looks like kind of a goth thing they're setting up this stuff. So between the two, anyway, now I'm not trying to, for all you hot babes who are trying to find out where the Kimmer's going to go tonight to wait for the Judas Priest concert, I'm just going to walk across the street, I think, and have a little something, have a cheeseburger and a drink or something for the while. But a quick thing, can I do a quick newsy thing, and then we got a break coming up here shortly. I think this is such a cool story. A baby girl who was genetically deaf. Her name is Opal Sandy. She's 18 months old, from Oxfordshire, England. The first patient treated in a global gene therapy trial showing, quote, mind-blowing results. The baby girl was born deaf, and now she can hear. The first British patient in the world, the youngest child to receive this type of treatment, having practical results. Opal can respond to, oh, God, I'm choking up. Opal can respond to her parents' voices and can communicate words such as dada and bye-bye. And she can hear. And I remember seeing the video just the other day, popped up on my phone, where a woman came running around the corner and saw or heard, I forgot whether it was she could see or could hear her best friend for the first time because of medical technology. And she said, I can hear you. It was just overwhelming. Anyway, just a little good news to start today. And 313, it's a Let It Rip Friday, 404-741-1230. We're going to give away those tickets. Get on the phone if you want them for tomorrow night, Saturday night in Woodstock, the Governor's Gun Club. Little party, Toby Keith honoring him. All right, got Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here we go. Look out. Whoop, whoop, look out.
Hey, it's Rhino from the Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m. When you don't get your way and you decide to go to Portland, light a federal building on fire. That's a threat to democracy. Setting up an autonomous zone in Seattle, that's a threat to democracy. Going and standing in front of a court case and using mob mentality to try to change a ruling, that's a threat to democracy.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
What is spacious, has a versatile cabin, offers an inclusive voice assistant, and luxurious accommodations for up to 7? Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. The advanced GLE SUV leaps further ahead with turbo hybrid power, fresh styling, and even more innovative technology. Experience the 2024 GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. Lease one today for just $839 per month for 36 months with $63.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models, and visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through May 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Support for Extra 106.3 comes from Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, celebrating their 35th anniversary and Mother's Day season with custom day spa and med spa packages. Discover Mother's Day gift ideas and award-winning day spa and med spa treatments available at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, as well as e-gift cards online at naturalbody.com or in store at one of their 7 locations in Atlanta, Alpharetta, Decatur, Smyrna, and Snellville. Pamper your parent with the gift of spa at Atlanta's best day spa and med spa.
Being in an accident really bites. You need people around you that are going to make the whole process easier to deal with. I just described David Van Sant at Van Sant Law. He used to work for the insurance companies. What an advantage. He knows who to call, what to say, and they're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Give him a call. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
Hey fans, Xander from Atlanta Painting Company here, and with spring on the horizon, the home team won't be the only ones painting corners in Atlanta. This spring, save 10% off all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is to protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we are the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company. Painters you can trust.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Look out, 317. It is only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Wow, 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 wow.
Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak.
No, a jailbreak.
Somewhere in this town.
Yeah, all right.
See, me and the boys, we don't like it. So we're getting up and going down.
So we're getting up and what?
Going down.
Ah, me and the boys don't like it, so we're getting up and going down.
See us coming, I think it's best.
This is a Thin Lizzy, I guess.
Move away, do you hear what I say?
I don't really know much about these guys.
Irish
fellows, which makes sense because right here it says that on this. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that their key thing?
Yeah, it's called Jailbreak.
There we go. I was trying not to talk over if there's a theme thing, but since I don't know this song, the group, of course, I've heard of the group, of course, on this side. 2013, this day, the two men who got arrested in Dublin.
Dave.
I'm sorry.
My bad.
Oh, okay. Two men arrested in Dublin after the city center statue of Phil Lynott was pushed over and damaged. It was a memorial to the Thin Lizzy icon. It was taken from its Harry Street location in Dublin to be fixed. The men were released with no charges. It was a life-size bronze sculpture unveiled in 2005, became a tourist destination and landmark in Dublin because of Thin Lizzy. Our birthday list, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Birthday list, Bono from Utu is 64 years. Okay, that's U2. I even knew that. Bono from U2 is 64. With or without you, haven't found what I'm looking for. What's the other one they had? The World or something or other? I don't remember. Bono's 64. I got that on the thing over the thing. And on this day in history, I thought this was fairly amusing. In 1893, the United States Supreme Court ruled in the case of Nix versus Hedden. And the Supreme Court officially declared that a tomato is a vegetable and not a fruit. Yep. So get that straight, mister. I wonder for the Governor's Gun Club, and he's on the way racing down here now. Well, I'll wait till 6. Don't worry about it. It's Roswell Dave from the famous Roswell
James,
Dave.
I got it wrong. It's James from Roswell.
James. Well, we took the tickets away from Dave, you dirty... Oh, my God, man. So, Dave, turn around, Dave. You're not getting the tickets. James,
go home, Dave.
Keep going, baby.
Dave's not here.
I'll wait for you. I'll wait till 7 if you want. If the traffic's bad, I'd avoid 400. I'm just saying. So, anyway, James, is it James, as we're saying? And these are tickets for tomorrow night, Governor's Gun Club in Kennesaw. Premier place to go. Toby Keith concert. We'll have a family thing, pre-show party, and Toby Keith ticket stuff to fund his foundation. And you can go to governorsgunclub.com and get some and go on your own if you like to. But anyway, congratulations, and that'll be fun. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I got newsy stuff I do, and I got a question to ask you about technical stuff, and I got another couple of technical things. I had too much today. I neglected yesterday to mention, in fact, for the last couple of days, remember the other day I was talking about, what the hell we were talking about? I remember a couple of days ago I was talking about when Acuna got on base and he did that little flashing thing with his hand in front of the eyes, and I said, what the hell does that mean anyway?
John Cena, that's...
but anyway, well, no, it was Acuna on the base, but they
right, but he got it from John Cena, the wrestler.
Which is you can't see me kind of deal. Anyway, remember I mentioned to you that I got got a message from Jeff at the Atlanta Safe House, and it said, let's see, the hand in the face means what Acuna Jr. did. You can't see me is what it means. And then I was talking about the SEAL team thing where the guy bragged about how he was one who shot Saddam Hussein, and I thought it was wrong because it was, so-and-so. And Jeff, I forgot, he's been texting me, and I keep forgetting because when the text comes up, it's not his name, it's a number. And when I see a number pop up on my phone, I tend to ignore it until I get back to it later because it's not, usually it's a name is somebody I know. So anyway, I forgot to check. Jeff's been texting me pretty much every day, giving me tips. He's trying to help my show. he said, SEALs are in teams, Kemmer. I'm with you, Kemmer. Give glory to the team. And then we were talking about, remember we were talking about whether you keep a round in the chamber in your gun. He says, if you don't carry a round in the chamber, you might carry a brick in your purse, in your man purse. And then he sent me another one after that, which I forgot. I didn't open it till last night. It says, they say women turn into good drivers. So if you're a good driver, watch out for there's turning women. And then one more. I swear to God, there's two more. I'm not making this up. I was doing my history list. So Jeff said, helping me out. He says, on this day in 1970, Richard Nixon met with anti-war protesters at the Lincoln Memorial. He's just helping himself out. He's doing my show for me. And then 4 years later on this day, the House votes to initiate impeachment of Richard Nixon. Jeff, thank you, man. I'm sorry I ignored you for the last week.
Go ahead and put them in your phone. That way you don't
I know. I just keep forgetting now. I'm going to do it now because now I'm made an idiot of myself. And so
we got more feedback, by the way, on Rainy Day Theater the other day.
All right,
smashing success. A couple tweets here that run the gamut of the reaction to it.
Please
like
do.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason says Rainy Day Theater is good radio.
All right, sir, man needs to up his standards. We've upped ours. Up yours.
And then on the other side of the perspective, there's Ed.
Ed says.
Ed says, I hung myself after this.
I believe the term is hanged.
Well, he was well hung.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said you was hung, and they was right. Remember from Blazing Saddles? Well, don't take a mule. You don't want to waste you don't want to waste a mule checking a quicksand. Use, Anyway, 323, Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder. And it's true. I'm not making this up. I got last night. I sent the video yesterday. I got to work and I checked tire pressure. My left front tire went down 10 pounds. So I pumped it up last night. I drove home. It was steady. I got up this morning. It has started going down about 7 or 8 pounds. So I called my buddy Brett at Butler Tire, and he actually said, it's only me. Say, Kemmer, how's it going? Which one this time? I said, swear to God, it said left front. He says, you've got to be kidding me. This is twice this week that I spent the morning going to Butler Tire for them to fix my tire for me. I mean, it was a piece of a nail. It's not like someone's driving nails into the tire. It's just you run over the stuff in the road. It's all everywhere, even right around here. The roads are closed. I mean, it's a nightmare.
I've never known anybody have this much trouble with
either
nails
that or sabotage. I mean, you tell me, explain it to me. And it's not like I'm driving off-road. I'm driving on the roads. I'm mostly back roads.
And this happened when we were doing the podcast, so it's got to be somewhere around your home.
Well, everywhere around my home. If I go to Publix, I'm driving on roads that have orange barrels everywhere. Cordoned off streets. It's freaking Alpharetta. Same thing with Roswell. I mean, it's unbelievable. Johns Creek. That's today in Johns Creek. My God, they're doing new roundabouts. I'll bet that's where I got it. They're doing construction roundabouts on Webb Bridge Road, and I guarantee you, when I left Tuesday from Butler Tire, I got on. I took that stool. I didn't know there was construction of this roundabout, and I'm thinking, oh God, here we go again. I'll bet you that's where I picked up the one that made me go back again today. Second time.
Every time I go through a roundabout, I think to myself, how many nails did it take to make this roundabout?
I'm telling you, I'm not doing anything on purpose. It's just, it's unbelievable. And again, it's the time and the aggravation, and I'm afraid I'm not going to make it there. I mean, so I have my pump, thank God, to pump it up and hope I have to pull over once in a while to keep it pumped. I mean, it's a nightmare. I can't do this. And then, by the way, last night my cable went out. So I called. So it took me 20 minutes to get somebody finally on the phone at Comcast, and he said, "Oh yeah, well we're gonna have to get somebody over there Monday." I said, "It's Thursday night." He said, "Yeah, we can do it Monday." That's great because it's not connected to the internet. So then now, and I just got a message a while ago. Well, we seem to fix the problem, so we'll cancel your appointment on Monday. I didn't do anything, okay? I didn't do anything. And still, this is my life.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. I know it's okay now.
It's going to be fine.
Oh, I got even more. 326. All right, you want to do a thing here? Let's do a thing here. Oh, I know. You boys answer me this, Batman. World is told to brace for severe geomagnetic storm today.
8 o'clock tonight.
The first time in nearly 20 years, chaos to mobile phone networks, GPS satellites, and power grids. At least it's called a plasma release. The 5 streams of plasma, the coronal mass ejections. Now, this is disgusting.
I had one of those the other day.
I had a colossal stream of plasma coronal mass ejection. Dear God.
I like when that happens.
Oh, mercy. Even when I'm sleeping, it's anyway. Severe geomagnetic storm watch into the weekend. The first time in 20 years, the highest dose of radiation in half a century could disrupt electronic devices, GPS, power grids. They drape a huge portion of the country in, as far south as Alabama in natural, colorful lights. Massive sunspot caused it when on May 8th, and that's what's happening for the alert last night, and it's for tonight, and the weekend. Severe storm, and again, I assume that probably interrupt TV and radio signals and computer stuff. I mean, who knows?
They said that when it happened in the 1800s, it literally set ablaze the wireless. What do you call that? The wires
Telegraph?
They had up for the telegraph. It set the poles on fire.
Wow. And it's 5 flares are directed toward Earth, and they're going to monitor stuff. A solar geomagnetic storm, major disturbance in the magnetosphere, controlled by the planet's magnetic field. Anyway, this is going to be a bad one, apparently, and it's coming in tonight. There we go. 328, everybody. Holy cow. We'll talk about the Trump trial. It's over for the day. And Donald Trump says, once again, I'd be very happy to go to jail. It's more important to support the Constitution. Also, a Florida Congressman, Corey Mills, Republican from Florida, has formally filed impeachment articles against President Joe White Trash today over his comments about withholding offensive weapons aid to Israel, which is exactly what the House Democrats did to Donald Trump when he had a problem with the stuff going overseas. Exactly. And he's doing the Kimmer method of impeachment. In fact, they're calling it the Kimmer impeachment bill. Hey, Corey, baby, I appreciate it, man. We used to be golf buddies. He's calling it the Kimmer impeachment bill. I've been calling this impeach everybody. Every one of them. Every Nancy Pelosi, the vice president, the whole freaking crew of them. Impeach them all. It's not going to go anywhere. The same way Donald Trump's didn't go anywhere. They didn't convict him. They didn't convict Bill Clinton. But this has been ridiculous. Clinton deserved to get impeached for he actually broke the law. Perjury and obstruction of justice. My God. Donald Trump, just complained about things he had to do in a letter. Anyway, so impeach them all. Just impeach them all. And so the whole thing becomes ridiculous. They'll look back in 100 years, 20 years, oh, man, those guys were idiots back then. Yeah. Seriously. And by the way, the judge in the Donald Trump trial today apparently told Michael Cohen's lawyers, tell him to shut up. Please, calm down a little bit with it. Wearing the Trump in jail shirt on this podcast stuff, Anyway, it's already coming up on 3:30. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Let It Rip Friday. Join us, will you?
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
This student rampage on college campuses across the country defies any rational explanation. This is mass hysteria based on complete ignorance.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, look out. It's only the Kimmer. I mentioned it's Mother's Day on Sunday. It's not too late. If you're up in the area where in Ackworth, Atlanta Safe House has a showroom in Ackworth. And I'm telling you, it may sound stupid and funny and goofy, but if your wife is a special lady, the mom of your kids and stuff, get her a safe, for her jewelry and special things, maybe for those love letters she wrote when you were in the military and separated from her or whatever. I mean, the whole deal. And then you get her a little safe and she's like, oh my God, a safe. And then she'll have fun opening, spinning the little dial, 32 left, 42 right. And then when she opens it up, you have something in there to tell her I love you. A little piece of jewelry or a rose or just a note. I mean, whatever, something from the kids and something from you. You should be thanking your wife for her being a mother on Mother's Day. Anyway, I don't mean to tell you what to do, but Atlanta's Safe House can help you out. And don't forget things like pistol safes. Folks, you kind of don't think about this, especially if you're traveling a lot. You don't want to just have it under the seat, Atlanta Safe House, they have all kinds of sizes and shapes, jewelry safes and gun safes and business safes and high security safes, a vault door protecting your assets. And again, when I went down to Florida, I didn't have my guy. 2 safes I got from Atlanta Safe House up here, and they can bolt them into your concrete floor of your basement or garage or anything you want to. And I didn't have them down in Florida, and I can't find my medical records, and the VA told me to stiff it, and so, my loss, and it's my fault. When I lost my Social Security card years ago, talk about a nightmare getting that baby replaced. Anyway, stuff like that, keep it in your safe. Things that are important to you and you want to keep and remember and once I take out just to have fun with. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you look them up and check out all these great values right now in time for Mother's Day still. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
No one plans on going to jail, but at A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. That's the driving force behind everything we do. If you or a loved one has been arrested across town or across the country, you need help now. A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast with bondsmen throughout Atlanta to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. 404-777-1911. Online at stopmyed.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/records and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/records for 60% off. legacybox.com/records.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the XTRA 106.3 app and stream The Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
Let me take you down.
and they took him down. The Strawberry Field Gates was just not right. 2011, the ornate iron gates of the children's home that inspired John Lennon's psychedelic Beatles anthem, Strawberry Fields Forever. The gates removed after the Salvation Army, which owned the former home, decided to put the red Victorian gates into storage. Beatles fans who passed the Liverpool site on tours then would be met with 10 feet high replicas. The original gates were being taken to a secret location for storage and eventually be auctioned off. Strawberry Fields. That was kind of the psycho Beatles time, you know. They had all that taking drugs and sitar. Didn't do the sit. Was that the sitar period too? When George got all weirdo over that.
Only
freaking
George doing the sitar thing.
All right, 3:37. All right, hold on. We got a phone call. Hold on, Mike. I'll be right there, sir. Our birthday list includes this. I remember in the 70s the sweet sounds of the Balladeer with his love songs. Dave Mason, 78 years old, the classic hits with We Just Disagree, when he's loving his life. He said, I want to be with you, but we just kind of disagree about stuff. The soft Balladeer, Dave Mason, 78 years old. That's the only song I know of his. I remember he must be a wonderful, kind of like a Jim Reeves, or one of those kind of classic.
Kind of like a Gordon Lightfoot.
Lightfoot, dude.
Type,
Jim
right?
Reeves, We Just Disagree. You know, it's kind of just
first concert I ever saw, and still to this day the loudest concert I ever saw.
Really, Dave Mason?
Dave Mason.
At
the Fox.
At the Fox, that'd even better at the Fox. They do a lot of concerts at the Fox. That's kind of a. I guess they do. They
used to. Cheap Trick. We saw Cheap Trick, ZZ Top there. I mean,
History list 338. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Here we go. 1773. They were asking for it. The British Parliament passed the Tea Act, putting a tax on all the tea in the American colonies, and that led to the Boston Tea Party, of course. That was 73. 1775, on the same day, Ethan Allen and his Green Mountain Boys in Vermont, with the colonel leading the way, known as Benedict Arnold, the war hero, led the attack on Fort Ticonderoga and captured it from the British. Led by the hero Benedict Arnold, who then thought, I'm not getting enough off of my job here, you guys. I appreciate it if I could get be a general, maybe get some money. You know, I got a wife who's
my money?
My wife's spending all my money, and she's kind of going shopping all the time with those little corsets and crap. I'd like to get a little cash out of this. And as I remember, I think even George Washington, didn't he say, you know what, we want to do something for you, but the Congress said, look, we can't go through this now. Just go fight somebody. We'll take care of it later. And he said, screw you, and became a freaking spy. He tried to give up West Point.
He came this close to capturing Washington.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable.
People don't realize he was minutes away from capturing Washington and handing West Point over to the British, which would have ended the war.
Yeah, would have been the ball game. Because his ego got in the way of service, and he couldn't wait until when the war is man.
His wife
was spending all his money.
They screwed him.
Yeah, they did. They did screw him. They should have taken care of him, but it was his wife. She ruined him. And, whatever. Anyway, 3:39. Okay, to the phone. Oh, and wait to hear the song we got coming up. Flounder found this. You're going to love this thing. I'm playing it every hour. First to the phones, it's Mike. You're on the radio, man. Thanks for holding. What's going on?
Hey, Kimmer, I think I might have a reason you're getting those flats on your tires.
The FBI agent sneaking in to try to ruin me on my way home every night, or that's my first guess. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do you think?
You might be picking those nails up when you go to the horse barn to see your horses.
Well, but I only go Saturday and Sunday, and this happens. This happened on. And the other thing is, I go back. I don't go on 400, 285, but I do go mostly neighborhood roads, and the only main roads are Terrell Mill or Powers Ferry, something like that, but not for very long. But there's so much construction, even down here at the Battery. I mean, the roads are blocked off. There's barrels everywhere, construction cranes and stuff everywhere in Alpharetta. If I go to Publix, I'm probably going through a construction zone, even on Alpharetta Highway, the main street.
Sometimes your tire will pick up those nails, and they won't puncture until after you drive for a while.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happens. And again, it's not like they're being poked in, 2 inches into the tire. They're embedded, pieces of them embedded. And I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, 2 in 1 week.
I've gotten quite a few myself recently.
Yeah, and again, I'm telling you, ask the tire places. They say, man, people are coming in. We can't stop. We're busy all all day. I mean, anyway, Mike, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. But again, I got to suck it up. It's just, but again, I'm nervous about whether I'm going to make it there. If I'm in rush hour traffic and my tire goes flat, I'm going to mess everybody's rush hour up and pulling over the side of the road. I mean, it's a nightmare.
Play a song.
All right. Oh, let's do this. This is an incredible song. Flounder found this. I don't know who this girl is, but I love her. I want to marry her. I like everything about her. She's a chubby little redhead and wearing glasses, and she's just as sweet as she could be. And if you Google her and see her on the video, it's even better. But do we even know her name, Flounder? Or she's a TikTok girl, but
some TikTok influencer.
Yeah, an influencer. That's her career as being an influencer. And here's her song, of kind of a takeoff with a Joe Biden crime family white trash song for the President of the United States.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified that Biden would destroy this country, and I was right. And then I spent so many nights wondering where we went wrong. It's been so long. And so I had to write this song, and now we're trapped in crazy town where men can pretend to be women, take our medals and our crowns. They're in our showers and our sports, get all the praise and news reports. So many finally see the light. November 6th, we'll get it right. Go now, go. Come on, the two. Just give it up now, 'cause Trump is gonna come for you. You're the one who caused this hole that we're in. You think we're stupid. We won't let you steal it again. Oh, Joe, don't cry. You really tried. Oh, but this country's had enough with all your mumbling and lies. And now we're standing for the truth to protect women and youth. It's time to go. It's time to go. Hey.
I don't know who she is, but she's a little chubby, little fat red-haired girl in glasses. And I watched her, and I couldn't take my eyes off it. I thought, how cool is this? Anyway, and again, TikTok, here we go. We're not supposed to like TikTok, but that's how we got a hold of her. Anyway, well done, Flounder. I came across this the other night. Let's do another quick thing. Let's talk to James Carville. Holy cow. The Democrat Party is going nuts. They're eating their own, and they're kind of self-suffocating because of what's going on. And even James Carville is saying, okay, we're in trouble. He says it right here. He's going to say it now.
Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, as an assault on the temple of democracy, the Constitution. I don't know whatever you want to say. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you start in your 80th year, and you like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself, and the opinion I've come to is I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare, you can be on TV, or you can write pieces, you can have a YouTube channel, you can have a podcast, and nothing. And we gotta try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
James Carville. Duh.
I got news for you, buddy. We don't have temples to democracy in this country. Sorry.
Yeah. But see, I mean, their heads are so warped. They still can't believe that the way they want to do it is not working. I mean, they're so offended that what they're trying to pull over on us is not working the way they want it to. So they're angry at us for not kowtowing into doing what they want. Damn it! You're not doing what we want.
Every time you leave the Democrats in charge of a state or a city, they run it into the ground every single time.
Take a look at every example today, right now in the news. Every single one. Every
major
place,
city.
every single. Did you see the video of the guy coming down behind the woman and in New York City, and ropes her around the neck with a belt, strangles her, drags her behind, knocks her out, drags her behind the cars, and rapes her and takes off. Mm-hmm. And there was another case in almost the same place. A teenage girl got stabbed in the neck from behind in the subway system. I mean, anyway.
New York, Illinois, California, they're all going down the crapper, but we're going to keep voting Democrat.
And we got a lot more political stuff and some Trump stuff and warnings from the Border Patrol. You're going to hear him talking too. We got it all with at 4 o'clock, Neil Bortz joining us as well. And Flounders Funnies and Peace Sweets. And we'll have a little fun here. Friday, letter at 346. Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Neil Bortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. The best part of my job is when I get to put a settlement check in the hands of someone Bruce won a case for and see it change their life. I'm Amy Risley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-568-2790. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-568-2790. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-568-2790. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-568-2790. 800-568-2790 or biglou.com.
Election coverage is more than polls and numbers. It's about what matters in your life and your community. And Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station cares about your community, your voice, and most importantly, your vote. So keep it all here for the latest and download the Extra 106.3 app and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
are. Well, they had the Dominique, remember they had the little French girl, the Dominique.
She wasn't
singer.
Austrian.
No, I'm saying foreign languager. Like this guy was German and stuff. And then they had, the Japanese guy, 1, 2, remember the Japanese famous, you remember the famous Japanese song. I almost had it. Oh, crap, I almost had it. Crap.
We'll just wait here while you remember.
I'm sorry, no. Our birthday list includes Donovan, 78 years old today, the flowered child type singer in the 60s. His biggest hits were Mellow Yellow, Sunshine Superman, and Hurdy-Gurdy Man. Donovan is 78. He's the father of actress Iona Skye. And Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones met each other during the recording of Hurdy-Gurdy Man. So without Donovan, there wouldn't have been a Led Zeppelin. That's where they got together. So there you are. And Iona Skye is his daughter. And 352. What's the name of that damn Japanese song? It was a huge hit. Sukiyaki. I'll bet that's it. Sukiyaki. I'll Google it during the break. In this day in history... I lost what I was going to do. Crap, you got me all confused here. Crap. Oh, here we go. No, I'll do this one. In 1924, President Calvin Coolidge appoints cross-dressing freak J. Edgar Hoover as the 6th director of the Bureau of Investigation. 12 years later, it became the FBI, and they finally got rid of the cross-dressing Edgar Hoover in 1972. I'd rather have the FBI director Christopher Wray be a tranny instead of a insurrectionist and a perjurer and a guy trying to ruin America by helping the Democrats. I mean, unbelievable. But again, if I'd rather have him be a cross-dresser instead of a anti-American traitor. 353. Isn't that funny? Hey, by the way, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Artie Blank, big fan of Joe Whitetrash. Did you know that Artie, the billionaire Home Depot co-founder and big-time Charlie guy he's having a high-dollar fundraiser for President Joe crime family on the eve of the Democrats' commencement speech at Morehouse. Oh, Artie guy, he's going to try to raise millions and millions to keep our country going in the direction it's going now. Artie Blank, the famous Jew hater, who's able... Wait a minute. Artie Blank is in favor of this guy and his current policies?
Yes. Artie's got all the money he needs. To hell with the rest of us.
Wow.
He's always been a huge liberal.
Well, Artie donated $300,000 the last time, and then $400,000 the last time, and then $4 million to the Democrat groups the last time. So I guess Artie's doing pretty good, having a fundraiser for the way the country's going. God. And so I don't understand how Jews can vote for the I didn't know there was such a thing as a progressive Jew that believes in all the way abortion and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I don't know this thing. 354. Hold on. We're going to do. Well, I got a couple quick more Biden things. President Stupidface was asked one more time late yesterday after a ceremony concerning the WNBA champions, the Las Vegas Aces, and he was asked whether he would debate former President Donald Trump before the election, and he said, "quote, set it up." Set it up. That's all he said. Okay, his staff, of course, said, Ixnay on the Ocking Day with the Osprey with the Equal Pay, Now, earlier when they said when Howard Stern said he could be, he says, I am somewhere, I don't know when. Yeah, I'm happy to, whatever. Yeah, right. Well, now, here's what actually Trump says, we're willing, let's do it at the White House. Maybe next week, that'd be great. However, President Joe crime family has not nailed down a debate, saying last month that his participation in a debate with Trump would depend on the former president's behavior. Quote, depends on his behavior. Here we go. Which is what I said from the beginning. He's going to say, we don't want to give him the credence of standing on the same platform with the president. That's what they're going to do. They're going to say he's a fraud and a fake, and he just, be bad for him. I mean, it's unbelievable. Once again, and I can't wait to see how people react to it, how the mainstream media is going to justify it. Well, we don't want Donald Trump. He demands a comedy. He's going to be the end of democracy. We don't want to talk to him. Why should we give him any credence? Well, I don't, because he was, the president. I don't know, just at the top of my head, I think. Jeez.
Half the country wants him back. Yeah.
God. And President Stupid Face did it again. He was doing the WNBA thing in Las Vegas, saluting the Aces, and he said he was particularly pointing out Candace Parker, a member of the squad, played in 18 games during the season, didn't make the playoffs, but she was there part of the team when she won her third championship ring. She didn't announce her retirement until after the career. She didn't make it the trip, though. She wasn't there, but Biden said, I call her one of the greatest all-time coaches in WNBA history. Probably one of the greatest coaches of all time. She can't be here. I want to acknowledge somebody, one of the greatest all-time coaches, Candace Parker. She played 16. Well, she never coached. She's not. No, I'm sorry. She's not a coach. And then he said, no joke. Salute the Marine. Walk off to the left. So that was keeping pretty much. God, salute the Marine.
Don't jump.
Yeah. No joke.
We got Mike on the line, and he wanted to tell us about how the federal government is watching us all in Georgia right now.
They're doing my tires. I know that. Mike, you're on the radio, man. Tell me the story.
You talking to me?
Yes, sir. Talking to you.
Okay, this is Dan in Dallas, man.
Dan in Dallas. I was way off.
Either Dan, Mike, either way is fine. We'll take Dan this time. Sorry. Dan, welcome aboard. Sorry, man.
Hey, love the show, brother. I just want to get the word out, man.
Yeah.
I'm at 5.5 years being targeted with voice-to-skull technology. And I've been in dialogue with Governor Kemp's office. He told me to get a lawyer for being targeted with voice-to-skull military technology.
No.
Say that. Heard of the Havana syndrome stuff?
No. Oh, yes. From the what they did to the brains of the people working in the embassy down there, and that turned out to be the pretty real stuff. They believe. Now, what's going on with you?
So it's in the same arena. It's using directed energy weapons, but this is psychological warfare. This is AI chatbots combined with the microwave hearing effect, and having to listen to basically psychological warfare all day, every day.
How are they getting it? How are they? Who's doing it, and how are they getting? I've got like 1 minute. Who's doing it, and how are they getting it to you?
I was told by a few individuals that it was because I was late paying a loan back, but I'm not the only. You can look up targeted individuals online, but I just wanted to briefly say that Governor Kemp knows this is going on. I've been in dialogue with Senator Ossoff, the FBI, Congressman Loudermilk, and you're going to be hearing about this in the news soon, but I'm just saying that Governor Kemp and everybody is allowing citizens in Georgia to be targeted with these direct energy weapons and MK Ultra style experimented on.
I appreciate
I'm just trying to get that word out. I'm on X or Twitter. You can check it out on there.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate your call. Here we are. I mean, I don't know what's going on in this country. I turned up my own mic. Have we got time for a thing here, Flounder, or is it too late?
James Gregory? Check and see.
How about a little James Gregory, who, in honor of his passing, just announced. Is it time to get one there? We got to listen.
And let's not forget about Aloha Airlines. They're the ones that had that airplane that took off as a hard top, come back as a convertible. The damn top blew off. And the dumbass things the people would say once they got off the plane. These are people who flew in and landed in an airplane that didn't have a top. It didn't have a damn top. Listen. And one lady actually said this. She said, at first, I didn't even notice it. I just reached out to push the stewardess button, and the sun was in my
Just the way he says things alone is funny. I mean, just everything about the way he does his act was funny. The late, great James Gregory just died at the age of 78. He was going to be on our show in the studio, and he had to go to the hospital. 4 o'clock, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Lots coming up here. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
An impeachment push over Israel aid. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Florida, Republican Congressman Corey Mills filing an article of impeachment suggesting an abuse of power in President Biden's decision to withhold certain bombs from Israel if they invade the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. Mills calls that a quid pro quo.
When you're trying to withhold humanitarian or any type of
congressional appropriated aid for the purpose of political gain, which he does look at political gain because he wants to win Michigan. He wants to pander to the radical left.
Mills says his article uses much of the same language used by Democrats for the first impeachment of then-President Trump over his handling of Ukraine aid. A White House official tells Fox News their actions have been consistent with the law and that it does not involve any failure to spend or any delay in spending funds appropriated by Congress. The administration also says President Biden never told Israel they couldn't operate in Rafah or try to eliminate remaining Hamas battalions there, but he does not support a major ground operation.
An invasion, smashing into Rafah with multiple divisions of forces in a ham-fisted, indiscriminate way.
National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says there are more discreet and targeted ways to eliminate the threat from Hamas, which he says the president still supports. Former President Trump calling his gag order a disgrace after day 15 of his hush money trial in New York.
Everybody can say whatever they want. They can say whatever they want, but I'm not allowed to say anything about anybody.
As the judge tells prosecutors to tell former Trump attorney Michael Cohen to stop talking about the case, but not imposing a gag order. Cohen is expected to testify on Monday. A mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow up 125 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, where you can do things like clean your gutters, pay tolls, and even get the wrong thing you ordered. We got it all. Potholes, people talking at the movies, and don't forget about flat tires when it's raining. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, so customize your coverage with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And relax, knowing you got the coverage you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Here we go. Notice that here we go. Where the go-goes. And the camera, Pete and Flounder. I got dancing girls and your little legs and everything. On this day, 1985, the all-girl group, the Go-Go's, announced they're breaking up. They had some solo success, Belinda Carlisle and Jane Weedland, and the group reformed in the late 90s after breaking up in 1985. I was like girl groups. And actually, they were way more heavy metal than I ever thought they were, weren't they?
Oh, okay. Everything is not heavy metal.
Well,
they started out
goth or something. It wasn't. It wasn't like the Mamas and the Papas after that one song, and then they changed everything.
They started out in the LA scene of the punk, and then they realized the money. The money was in pop, so they became pop stars.
Okay,
instead.
that's what I'm saying. They used to, because I remember, this is like the Mamas and the Papas, but then before that, they were, dressed in like black, leather and things and stuff, and they were real.
They were punk.
Yeah, we're punk. Okay, so my point was that they used to be something that they were different than they are when they became big hits.
You call everything heavy metal. You don't understand.
Well, okay, so we know that. So when I say that, then you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Something other than okay, you got rock and roll, you got rhythm and blues, you got country and pop and big band, and that's it. So everything else is heavy metal.
Jazz?
Jazz is under. Well, okay, jazz is just you can't find the note. That doesn't really count. All right, get 405. I'm trying to do my history. Now I got to open my phone again because I stalled so much talking to you guys that I left my thing to prove that you might have been wrong the other day concerning a certain Confederate hero. I'm just saying. Our history list.
Let it go.
On this day in 1869, the Golden Spike Promontory, Utah. The meeting of the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific Railroads, linking the transcontinental rail line, driving in a golden spike. Actually, can you imagine going in 1869 time building a railroad from one side of the country to the other and having it actually meet? And doing it right. I mean, it's just astounding. Again, they didn't have, they didn't have a lot of, tractor trailers and cranes. This was all done by cart in hand. Anyway.
Yeah. If I'm the eastern guy, the Irish guys on the eastern side going west.
Wait a minute.
We're getting all the way to Utah.
Yeah, we're in Utah. It's like one left to go. Come on. That's not really fair. And also, this day,
Chinese coolies laying off on the job.
In 1865, Confederate General Jefferson Davis is captured by Union troops near Irvinville, Georgia. Now, you recall the other day, Pete Davis, when I said that I think the history was that he had taken it on the lam or something. They were looking for him. Well, it was on this day they captured him, and I believe you said what concerning the capture of Jefferson
He was
Davis?
dressed as a woman.
Okay, here we go. I have the actual story. 150 years ago, well, it's a little different now because it's a couple of years ago. 100 so-and-so years ago, Jefferson Davis, a former president of the Confederacy, was on the run, wanted for treason and suspected complicity in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. In one final sprint to save himself, Jefferson Davis slipped on his wife's overcoat to flee advancing authorities, a choice that would later grow into rumors that at the time of his capture, he was dressed as a woman. Despite the fact that his get-up was not an intentional disguise, the image of a bonnet and a crinoline-clad Davis, crinoline is like an underskirt, isn't that like a, what do they call it? Not a skirt. Oh God, what do they call it? A crinoline is a oh God, not a camisole. What the hell do they used to call under their skirts? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm sorry. A crinoline-clad Davis running from the police was the rumor. Too good for northern papers to pass up. A trend likened by the Wall Street Journal to a pre-internet meme, a spate of gleeful, vindictive cartoons of Davis dressed as a woman bloomed on the publication's editorial pages, later representing the absurd end of one of the bloodiest chapters in American history. We collected as many as we could find because 150 years later, they're still pretty funny. And there's a picture above of Union cavalry entering a Confederate camp. Davis tries to flee wearing a dress. And that was the original memes from 1869. Whatever. Anyway, there you go for the thing with Jefferson. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. 408. 408. Yeah. Thank you. The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, geez, we got so much to do. I saw that. I heard some of this earlier. I'm not going to do it all, obviously, but somebody went through the White House interview with CNN's Aaron Burnett and President Stupidface. He talked to her for 17 minutes and told 15 lies. Basically, almost a lie a minute. I'll give one or two examples. This is true. I mean, if it had been Trump, they would have been front page news. Lie number one. President Potato Head said, "I've created over 15 million jobs since I've been president." Well, that's not true. He took office at the end of a pandemic that blew a hole into everybody's economy. Lockdown wholeheartedly endorsed by the Democrats took everybody out of the office. He created nothing. He introduced a vaccine. People returned to the workforce and they all came back. But it took until 2 years later for the economy to even regain the jobs lost to the pandemic. So he didn't do squat with creating 15 million jobs. And then he says, other than Herbert Hoover, Donald Trump is the only president who's lost more jobs than he created. Another lie. Trump didn't lose any jobs during a global pandemic. The Congress shut him down. Liberals were thrilled to put people on government checks during the COVID. They can't argue the market would have been different in 2020 under a Democrat. I mean, just stuff like this on and on and on, just for the record. Now, a couple other things. 409. A Republican congressman in Florida has filed articles of impeachment against Joe crime family for doing exactly what Donald Trump did, they claimed, where he tried to interfere with the foreign government, withholding money if they didn't do what he wanted him to do, which is what Joe Potato Head has done, concerning that he wants all the Jews to die instead of trying to wipe out Hamas once and for all and going into Raja. Anyway, so you'll recall that, this make this impeachment stuff nonsense. We're talking about crooked Hillary now. Remember, every time somebody doesn't show up for a congressional hearing, they've got got the Donald Trump's former key guy in jail right now for refusing to show up for a congressional hearing. Hunter Biden refused to show up under subpoena for a congressional hearing. And under Jack Dorsey, who took Twitter video down, Flounder found the video that's been posted now by, it's called Chicago Rays, the guy who did it. A video showing how guilty Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage was under Barack Putty-Tat. Everybody knew it. It was all documented when Jim Jordan grilled the former FBI director concerning what she said, and what he said was actually the truth on her stinking documents.
Nothing, and I will underscore, nothing that I was sent or that I sent was marked classified.
Secretary Clinton said I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
No, there was classified material emailed.
I never sent nor received any information that was classified at the time it was sent and received.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
When I got to work as Secretary of State, I opted for convenience to use my personal email account because I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of two.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
I didn't have to turn over anything. I chose to turn over 55,000 pages of my email, but we turned over everything that was work-related, every single thing.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands that were not returned.
Thousands. Yeah. I mean, boom, boom, boom.
Liar.
And again, and now they're complaining that, you're going to take it out on him. I mean, it's outrageous.
Why isn't she under a jail somewhere? What is so special about this woman that she's untouchable?
And remember, Jim Comey was the guy who said, well, we know she broke. Well, I remember he said, first of all, she acted recklessly with reckless disregard. And then he changed it because that would actually have been a violation of her rules under her office as Secretary of State. And he said she was careless. So instead of reckless, it became careless so that he wouldn't have to charge her. And then he actually made the decision, well, we didn't think it was worth actually charging him with a crime. He didn't have any business doing that. That's up to the U.S. attorney. I mean, he had no business doing that stuff.
Isn't it funny Biden gets a pass because he's just too out of it, but he can still be president, but we can't charge him for anything?
That's right.
How come it's always the Democrats that get away with this stuff?
I know. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. We got more coming up on what's going on in Washington. Also, we need a Founders Funny update, another James Gregory tribute since he passed away at the age of 78, just announced this morning. And Founders Funnies and Holy Crap in Sports, and it's Letterman Friday with a Killer Pete and Flounder right here.
When storms wreak havoc on your home, who do you trust to make things right? Look no further than Southern Exteriors. Hey, it's Tug. With over 25 years experience, they understand the urgency of storm damage. They offer emergency response and free estimates to assess the situation and get your home back on track. Southern Exteriors is committed to your home's long-term well-being. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, or doors, they have the expertise to handle it all. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, restoring peace of mind one storm at a time.
Now until the end of May, True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway is having their annual spring cleaning sale. Guys, it's Rhino, and let me tell you about some of the great deals they have going on that you should capitalize on. They have some great deals on Alpine Air prepackaged food. Stock up. They have some great deals on all sorts of ammo, some even to 25% off. Even magazines for Glock and Springfield are on sale now. Head to True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or visit them online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Every once in a while, I see on Facebook somewhere, what was the first live concert you ever attended? For me, it was Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass in Houston, Texas. And guess what? I got to sit throughout the entire performance. Nobody was standing up in front of me trying to call attention to themselves. The last concert I attended, Orlando, Jimmy Buffett and the Eagles. Everything was okay with Jimmy Buffett, but as soon as the Eagles started to perform, this gargoyle in front of me stood up. And after he stood through the first song, I asked him, I said, "Sir, are you going to stand for the whole performance?" And he said, "Absolutely." And quite frankly, it really affected our enjoyment. We didn't want to stand. Well, I ran into an article today that actually has a mild connection to the shooting in Nashville. And what I talked about on the air with the guys here at XTRA 106.3 yesterday, so many people now just want to be famous. It's so important to be famous. A famous influencer. Something, somehow, where you can grab the attention of a lot of people, if just for a few minutes. And now at concerts, you have these I want to be famous people out in the audience whose sole goal during the concert is to draw attention to them. They start screaming at the artists. They're holding up signs, anything to get a video clip that they can post on TikTok. Maybe it will go viral and they can be famous. They can show the video to their friends. Look, that's me. That's me. And the artist actually looked at me and said something about my sign. Some society we've built up here, folks. Amazing. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Honda Generators. You never know when a power outage will strike Atlanta and North Georgia. That's why you need a Honda generator from Howard Brothers. Honda generators are reliable, economical, and portable. They will work for you when you need it. You can get a whole house backup, or you can just keep your essentials working until power is back up. Howard Brothers has locations all around town that sell Honda generators. Learn more at howardbrothers.com/Honda generators. It's time for you to be powered by Howard Brothers and Honda.
I shot Sheriff.
Look out, there we go.
I did not shoot the dead.
This is kind of a weird song. Big hit, though. I remember this one.
I shot Sheriff.
From Bob Marley, I remember. As it says here, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 4/18/1974, Eric Clapton recorded I Shot the Sheriff. The cover of the Bob Marley song would be included on his 74 album, 461 Ocean Boulevard. Eric Clapton was reluctant to record it, but it became the only #1 hit of his career. I'll be damned.
Tears in Heaven didn't get number one.
I can't believe it. It was not, well, it says the only #1 hit of his career on the U.S. chart. Probably #1 in Britain, but no, what didn't make #1 in America. I find that very surprising. 4:18, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A couple of quick musical things on this day. On the love note, yes, the Kimmer's love note. On this day in 1986, Tommy Lee married Heather Locklear in 1986. They divorced in 6 years later. And on this day in 2005, Seal and Heidi Klum got married on a beach in Mexico. Heidi was quite pregnancy-actioned with Seal's love child at the time. They broke up 7 years later. Their divorce was finalized and a thing there. So Heidi and Seal and Tommy Lee and Heather and all the people happily and happy. By the way, I will have an update a little bit later at some point today on Farmer Wants a Wife. They had their final decisions of the girl they're going to pick. And next week, they're going to have the reunion of all the girls and the guys getting together to see to talk about what had happened. And they're going to ask the question, are you still together? And I got a feeling that my favorite of all of them, who did get picked by the guy that I was hoping for, Sydney. The guy did pick Sydney, who was my favorite. And I was worried that she's young. She's only 22 years old. And when they looked at her and they for the tease for next week, the girl sitting on the thing there, said the question, are you still together? And they showed a quick reaction shot of Sydney, and it didn't look like a happy face. So I assume they're teasing the fact that some of them didn't make it or whatever. So anyway, so I'll give you a little update on Farmer Wants a Wife. You know, and by the way, just for the record, here's the difference in how these things go. With The Bachelor and the Golden Bachelor, they always have, you know, the sodomy suite and the sleepover porn night, and you know, where they're, you know, where they're all making love and having all kinds of talking about it later and really knock the socks off kind of deal. Not The Farmer Wants a Wife. You never even saw them kissing. I think you may have seen like 4 seconds of regular closed mouth kissing. Mostly they hid what they were doing with a hat, with their cowboy hat, depriving us of seeing the most magnificent of luscious things that a girl can do with that mouthing lip parts, with the kissing thing and their little parts and everything, where they're breathing and the
Did they
gasping.
show some animal husbandry action?
No, it was very straightforward and very above board and real, you know, country quality standard morals in every way. A real family show. Which I'm grateful. Anyway, so we thought. Oh, God. All right, 421. It's a little something for, it's a little peach thing for James Gregory.
This is James Gregory, yeah. He was talking about the funeral and Southern food.
Here we go, 78.
You ever notice when somebody passes away? I've been at funerals when I was little like this. The man's not even in the grave yet. He's laying 12 feet away by the window over there. And people say, have y'all heard any of them say what they're going to do with his pickup? He told me one time, of course, it's before he died. Like, of course, like he could tell me that after he died. You know, like, he told me one time if he ever decided to sell it, I could get first shot. Another thing they would bring up too at these funerals, they'd say is either his pickup or, you know, wonder what they're going to do with his guns. Well, he had that. I'd like to have that 30-ounce.
James Gregory.
I guess it was labeled wrong, but I'll find it.
Well, again, it's his humor, and we're playing it because James Gregory passed away at the age of 78, just announced, and he, Flounder talked to him. He was going to come in here. He's a big fan of the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder show, and he's a local. He's a Southern guy. He's been in Atlanta. I think he used to live here in the area and somewhere. Anyway,
I think he's from Marietta originally, isn't he?
Yeah, and he loved the show, and he wanted to come in, and he said, "I'll come into the studio and have an afternoon with you." And then he called like the day before and said, "Well, I can't make it," and Flounder talked to him in the hospital a few months ago. So, and he passed away.
When my uncle passed away, I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, "Did Alan ever see what he's going to do with that John Deere tractor?"
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man, 423. We also have Flounder's Funnies coming up for Nucky's Hokies here, too. The 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends Jeff and Mark and the gang at Atlanta Safe House. You need a safe, and don't be like the Kimmer and leave your stuff without having a safe word to protect your medical records or everything else. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and just in time for Mother's Day, if you're in the area, you get a little something, put something sweet inside it, she'll love it. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. 423-404-741-1230. I got more newsy stuff. In fact, the border, holy cow, I mean, it's just getting more and more obvious. Also, Bill Maher is once again saying we need to start just sucking up to telling the truth about the COVID thing. Let's not hide this stuff. You can't just sit there and say, oh, we didn't know any better. Anyway, you'll hear him talking about it here in a second. First of all, I didn't know this was a thing, and I want to pass it along because it's summertime and people are going on vacation and they're going snorkeling. Did you know there was a hidden, a little-known snorkeling danger which could cause you to drown while you're walking back to your room? A woman in Michigan says they didn't do enough on Maui in Hawaii to warn her and her husband about the dangers of snorkeling, and here's what I mean. 64-year-old Ray Johnson's cause of death is drowning. But he told a friend, he and his wife went snorkeling. He got out of the water. He told a friend, I'm having trouble breathing, and they tried to bring him in. They helped him to shore, and he walked on the beach and died. He died of what's called rapid onset pulmonary edema, or ROPE. drowning from the inside. The swimmer's lungs fill with bodily fluids, reducing the organ's ability to deliver oxygen, leading to hypoxia. You get panicky, you become weak, fall unconscious, and as snorkelers are unable to signal for help, and death can occur in just minutes. The wife says, it didn't make any sense. She got the autopsy report, said drowning. He was on the beach. Well, snorkeling-related fatal and near-fatal drownings did a study, and it showed when you disembark from a plane, you should wait 3 days before donning a snorkel, greatly reducing the risk of preventable death. Tours, it said the hypoxia causes some near fatal drowning when you start snorkeling too soon after you've been flying. Tourists flying to Hawaii, it takes at least 5 hours. Hell, we went there. I think it took 7 or 8. The airplanes are pressurized at 8,500 feet elevation. The lungs membranes are infected a way that predisposes toward the development of rope. He should have been told he was at a particular risk after a variety of reasons, including the fact he had just flown. They were going to be there for 2 weeks. The wife told me they knew about the safety study. If they had known about the safety study, they would have just hung by the pool and had a couple of drinks for a while. 2 factors before you go snorkeling. It's common because in other water activities, swimmers' prone position in the water. You're swimming in a prone position, and the narrow tube of their snorkels creates resistance to inhaling the air. And the simpler the snorkel, the less resistance it generates. And it causes you to have a problem with the gases in your lungs, apparently, the narrowest opening, making determination of resistance unreliable. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I remember, hell, I've done that, and every time I ever went with the final one, I think she was trying to kill me. She said, yeah, I'll sit here on the beach, have a couple of drinks. Why don't you go in and snorkel real fast? And as soon as we get off the plane,
Hey. I went to the North Shore of Oahu, Hanauma Bay, which is a famous snorkeling place.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And there's no mention at all. When was the last time you were on a plane?
Never heard any of this ever. And I've flown planes to the Caribbean, to Mexico, to Costa Rica, Hawaii. I've done all, and I've always snorkeled, always gone snorkeling. And then you lay in the beach in the hammock and have a little seafood fresh off the whatever. Yeah,
Planter's
absolutely.
Punch,
Absolutely.
zombie.
But there's nothing. Honest to God, that's pretty much as like minus 1 or 2 things is pretty much as good as it gets. Afterwards, you got a little something to add to it. But
surfing,
swimming, sunbathing. 427. The Border Patrol. Flounder found some great soundbite here of this guy. There's an anonymous Border Patrol agent went on television and told some reporters that the government does not have control of the border, which we Republicans I'm not a Republican, I'm a conservative. We all know that the government does not control the border. The cartels do. Here's what he said about it.
Do you think there are people that are coming over that have the intent to do our neighbors, our friends, our family members harm?
Absolutely. These huge give-up groups that we're getting, the media is only reporting what they can report on, right? Which is statistically speaking a small percentage of the actual bad guys that we're catching. Who's getting through? The really good ones we will never catch.
The good ones we will never catch. Smuggling immigrants into America is a whole new thing where they're arresting now Chinese nationals are using Mexican IDs coming through Mexico after paying $35,000 in Tijuana, paying the cartels to get them into America. They had 9,000 in 1 week. Just recently coming through Chinamen. And by the way, when you see the pic, there was something like 30,000 in a month of Chinese men. And they're not claiming amnesty. They're just coming. Now, what do you think they're up to? I mean, seriously. And all of a sudden we have all these things going on and the Chinese connection and the stuff. And
I know what they're up to.
Yeah.
About 5'2".
Well, hey ho, hi-oh. Sorry. I mean, seriously. You see them lying, thousands of them. Thousands. And they're all
it's an invasion.
They're nicely dressed. They have, briefcases. They weren't tortured in Czechoslovakia or something, okay? They're Chinese. And they're well dressed, they're educated, and they've got all their stuff with them, and they're ready to move to America.
There has not been a Czechoslovakia for a generation
Well,
now.
that's what I say. They've been hiding all these years. They didn't know the war was over, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an update here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 4:30. Who else will do this for you to set the record straight? My
That's
God.
right.
The Kimmer Show is only live on XTRA 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
By the way, they're still showing the video. This went to break, but they're showing the video live still at Columbia, where the students are there. They have the tents, and now apparently the students are saying they are willing to negotiate. I think that's pretty funny, don't you? Negotiate? How about give them plastic wrist cuffs and off they go?
Two words.
My God.
Fire ants.
Smoke bombs, tear gas. I mean, I don't know what they're waiting for.
Bag of fire ants.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What makes Atlanta Ramjack special is the crews. Our crews are the most experienced people in the industry. Foundation repairs has many aspects. We do helical piers, hydraulically driven piles, we do polyfoam injection, we pressure grout, we do carbon fiber reinforcement. There's multiple solutions to foundation repairs. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
So, Robert, I want to thank you for your time. I just don't think you're the right person for this position.
I don't understand. Was it something I said?
Well, we did a background check on you and found some things of concern.
If you're in charge of hiring for your company, you know how helpful a background screening can be. That's why companies that use Horizon background screening make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com. Horizonscreening.com.
You have enough to deal with after an accident. You don't want to spend a lot of that time messing around with insurance companies. Besides, what are you going to say to them? You really know the ins and outs? David Van Sant at Van Sant Law does. He used to work for the insurance companies. Their worst nightmare. He knows who to call, what to say, how to listen to them, and he has your best interest at heart. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
Welcome to Collins Hill Golf Club. Located only minutes between Georgia 316 and I-85 in Lawrenceville, lies one of Northeast Atlanta's best fun and affordable golf courses. A beautiful traditional layout with small undulating greens and narrow tree lines, and a new pond restoration project that will enhance the beauty and playability of the course. Collins Hill offers a wonderful challenge for every skill level. But golf is just the beginning of what you'll find at Collins Hill Golf Club. The clubhouse is the ideal place for members and guests to relax. The staff at Collins Hill is another key asset to the club. There is always something going on at Collins Hill Golf Club. Interested in competitive golf tournaments locally? Join the Collins Hill Men's Golf Association. Annual membership includes a golf tournament happening every month. Visit collinshillgolf.com for information. That's collinshillgolf.com.
Support for XTRA 106.3 comes from Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, celebrating their 35th anniversary and Mother's Day season with custom day spa and med spa packages. Discover Mother's Day gift ideas and award-winning day spa and med spa treatments available at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, as well as e-gift cards online at naturalbody.com or in store at one of their 7 locations in Atlanta, Alpharetta, Decatur, Smyrna, and Snellville. Pamper your parent with the gift of spa at Atlanta's best day spa and med spa.
Here we go. Last standby. The Ledster, Zepperoni. 4:34. Like it's screaming. And, oh my God, man. Back in the mirror. Oh, boy. Communication breakdown. I got that. I'm proud of myself. But 1969, wow, Led Zeppelin made their first appearance on the British album chart with their debut album, charted number 6, spent 71 weeks there, entered the U.S. chart at number 10. They recorded it in 36 hours, now considered one of the most important debuts in rock history, creating an entirely new interpretation of the rock and roll genre with groundbreaking musical styles and recording techniques. Unquote, it says here, Led Zeppelin 69. Yeah, I mean, it was the times where they were changing. That was it. From kind of 66, 67, it stopped being the Beach Boys and the Beatles, and it was all this kind of stuff, the heavy stuff. And the,
what was this called? What kind of music was this?
This was heavy metal.
Finally, you got it right.
Tried to trick the Kimmer, didn't you? Yeah. Thought you had me there, mister. Yeah, Jesus saves. Everybody else pays cash. 435, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Our birthday list includes Mark David Chapman, the lunatic who killed John Lennon, still locked up at Attica. Ever since, he's up for parole every once in a while, and Yoko does whatever she can to make sure he will never get out. Mark David Chapman, 69. And on this day in history, and I'm going to read this as it is from Flounder's History Guy. I did not write this myself. In 1975, Stevie Wonder played at the Washington Monument as part of the Human Kindness Day in 1975. 125,000 people showed up. At least that's what they told him. Mm-hmm. Now, the man could see the whole time. He fondled those women. Oh, sorry, was that your breast? Oh, God, that was your shoulder. I was trying to, work you.
Come in, Tokyo Rose.
It's like Ray Charles. He fondled all those girls. You know exactly what he was doing. I don't blame him. I'm not taking it away from him. 436. For the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A couple of quick newsy things. Donald Trump, the trial's over for the day, going back next week. His lawyer's comments are being entered into Michael Cohen's comments into the record. Donald Trump spoke afterward and said, if anything's mentioned against certain people, you know who they are. Certain people, anything even mentioned, he wants to put me in jail. That could happen one day, and I'd be very proud to go to jail for a Constitution. What he's doing is unconstitutional. Talking about the judge, there's never been anything like it. He said there's no gag order on Michael Cohen. What the judge did was amazing. It was amazing. Everybody can say whatever they want, but I'm not allowed to say anything about anybody. It's a disgrace. Anyway, here we go again. Also, more witnesses testified, and they're out for the week. So anyway, they're progressing. Also, a House Republican from Florida has filed actual articles of impeachment against Joe White Trash for withholding information and withholding money, rather, and military support from Israel because he wants them to do what he wants to do on the threat of not giving them the money, and they're one of our partners. Therefore, he's affecting foreign policy for political purposes because he wants to make sure they don't get mad at him in Michigan, and the Jew haters in Michigan. So that's why he's doing it. That goes to show exactly about the same reason they impeached Donald Trump twice. And so they're saying, let's be fair. And again, that's the Kimmer. They're calling it the Kimmer plan, actually putting it the Kimmer bill to impeachment. And it's because we need to make a mockery of all these and to make it just ridiculous because they have no meaning anymore. It's not. It's just stupid. And by the way, speaking of stupid, Bill Maher even is once again he really comes out with some the great attitude. He is unlike Chris Cuomo, who yesterday admitted that he's taken that ivermectin stuff and then said, I don't owe you an apology. We all thought we're doing the right thing.
We got, before you do, Bill, there, we got breaking news here. Barron Trump is declining Florida's offer to be a delegate to the Republican National Convention, citing prior commitments. That's according to his mother's office.
Well, thank goodness she's running the joint for him, actually. She's been the mama hen over him, which is good, which is why you've never known anything about him. And once in fact, remember, the first time people saw Barron Trump, and they said, oh, my God, who's that giant basketball player next to the president? He's 6'7". And nobody had even seen him I remember I hadn't seen him in public since he was 12 or something when those comedians were saying they hope he got gang raped in prison. Remember those guys? Yeah. The comedians hoped that Barron Trump got gang raped in prison. That's the left in this country after when he ran for president. And the next time he saw Barron Trump, he's 6'7". Well, I guess he probably didn't really want to be involved in it. I mean, I can see, he's only 18.
A little young at 18.
Well, he's 18.
Yeah.
He's not even graduated from high school yet. So that's coming up next week, as I recall. Anyway, 439. Now, again, the business on the COVID and the truth is coming out and all the lies and the protection, from that business with 6 feet, stay 6 feet away. No one ever made that a thing. They just made it up. No one ever said, oh, well, we've got all the scientific. There was no science for it. They just made it up. All those little circles in all the grocery stores and all the stores. Remember those? You have to stand in the little circle. It's 6 feet away. Please. And the masks just made it worse. They kept all the stuff coming in and kept it there just so you could breathe it all night and all day. I mean, oh, my God. Well, Bill Maher's taking it on again. He was doing a monologue on the COVID experts, the China killer experts, and had a lot of things and certainly made a lot of sense. Flounder with Bill Maher.
I get it that we didn't know exactly what was happening at the beginning of COVID, and some mistakes were inevitable. But 4 years on, I'm tired of hearing, well, we didn't know. No, we didn't. But some people guessed better than others. And the people who got it wrong don't seem to want to acknowledge that now. Some people said closing schools for so long was pointless and would cause much worse collateral damage to kids, and they were right. Thank you.
Ding, ding.
Don't be afraid. 4 years ago, the Daily Beast ran a story with the headline, Bill Maher pushes Steve Bannon Wuhan lab conspiracy theory, which was typical of the mainstream media at the time. Of course, it wasn't a conspiracy theory, and it wasn't owned by Steve Bannon. And now everyone, including the Biden administration, admits there's at least a 50-50 chance that the virus could have begun in the lab in Wuhan that was doing gain-of-function research on that virus. Duh. But I don't see a lot of retractions being printed. Yeah, when COVID hit, we did a lot of stupid things because America never reacts. It only overreacts.
Bill Maher, he made a good point. I mean, that's actually a very good point. And
he's right on that last statement.
Yeah.
We always overreact.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when Jon Stewart early on went on the Stephen Colbert show and started talking about it, came out of the lab, and Colbert tried to shut him up. It was like having a heart attack there. How dare you say that?
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Jon Stewart's like, the lab's name is the name Wuhan.
Yeah, it was the testing, weapons testing laboratory at Wuhan, as I recall, was an actual name.
Chris Cuomo is getting all kinds of heat today about him saying, I take ivermectin every day, after people died because he was probably saying, no, don't take the ivermectin. It's a horse dewormer.
And then he came and doubled down and said, I don't owe you an apology because, that's all we knew. And I don't know. You have to say I'm sorry for anything. Didn't take responsibility. I mean, it's just, seriously, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
People died because of this.
Yeah. It's 4:42 already with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A couple of things here. I noticed that X, Twitter, I check it maybe once a day, see if it's something I should know about. And it's changed format. It now opens up as a headline. Instead of saying a word like Biden, it'll say Biden does something for the so-and-so, which I thought was interesting. I don't know why, but it's certainly a whole new format. A couple things I noticed popped up. Did you see the video? Not only the video of the guy throwing his belt around the neck of a woman on the stairs, dragging her and then knocking her head unconscious, dragging her between two cars where he raped her, New York City. Also, the video, did you see the serious fist fight on Spirit Airlines? Holy cow, wailing each other. Big guys. I mean, it's wailing, hitting just punching, wailing. Oh, my goodness.
Spirited, huh?
Spirit Airlines. And, and the bus that took a tumble into the water. Was that Britain's? Or no, Russia.
Russia.
An out-of-control bus. The guy was swerving all over the place, running into cars, and went off a bridge and right into the water. And at least 6 or 7 people died. They rescued a few more. And the driver was one of the people who got out. And he was taken in for questioning and arrested. They said they're trying to establish what happened. My guess is vodka. Many vodka. Anyway, we'll see. Could be possible. Allegedly. In case they hear from me, they'll probably come over and get me if I
don't want that Russian suing you in
in
The Hague.
They're the ones putting the nails in my tires. 2 flat tires in 1 week. My God. The Babylon Bee's having some fun these days. RFK Jr. says he supports a mother's right to drown her newborn at Chappaquiddick. It's not the government's job to make reproduction decisions like this. If a woman wants to, poison, dismember, or drunkenly drive her newborn infant into the Chappaquiddick and leave it there to drown? Well, hell, that's none of my damn business. Court Kennedy's secretary, so-called, was apparently pregnant with a thing with a Chappaquiddick. Also, this Stormy Daniels offers hush money to the courtroom sketch artist to please stop drawing her. Which have you seen the pictures of?
They're horrible.
Well, she is horrible, but still, it makes her look like I don't even know what. I mean, it's just
makes her look like Bette Midler after an acid fight.
Oh,
you know?
I know. And by the way, I'm despite the fact 2 flat tires and the TV was out and all this kind of stuff, I found a new dinner thing. I can't wait. When I get home tonight, I found some new Potato Pops minis. My Potato Pops in the mini style, because normally my Potato Pops I cut them in half with all of my chicken pieces so that I put salt on every piece of the Potato Pop and every piece of chicken and then the gravy over it. Well, the Potato Pop minis are perfect size because every bite I take a piece of chicken and a piece of Potato Pop with gravy and salt, and they're a perfect match on the spoon together. I'm very excited.
What the hell is a potato pop?
Well, the Tyler's potato chicken.
Tater tots.
Tater tots. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh my God.
And they got mini ones now, so they fit perfectly with a piece of chicken in one bite. Both chicken and Potato Pop mini and gravy and salt in every single bite. Oh my God, I'm in heaven.
Tater tots are overrated. I said it.
Oh, stop. Oh God, 446. Oh God, stop.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
This student rampage on college campuses across the country defies any rational explanation. This is mass hysteria based on complete ignorance.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Extra 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Help Special Olympics Georgia cheer on the Flame of Hope as it makes its way to Emory University for the 2024 Special Olympics Georgia State Summer Games. The Flame of Hope will be escorted by the local law enforcement torch run officers. Be on the lookout for the torch run going through Atlanta and ending at the opening ceremony for the Summer Games on May 24th. Want to get involved? Support a Special Olympics Georgia athlete today by adopting a duck at duckrace.com/Atlanta. All proceeds will help provide meals and housing for the Georgia athletes. That's duckrace.com/Atlanta.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the
little
girl you
60s rock and roll.
hold her tight. So happy together.
450 with the Kimmer Pete and Flounder.
Get some reaction on your potato pops there.
Oh, well, we'll get to it in a minute. First of all, 1969, the Turtles gave a special performance at the White House as guests of Tricia Nixon. Stories circulate concerning members of the group allegedly snorting cocaine on Abraham Lincoln's desk. Boy, that beat the hell out of the Beatles doing weed with John Lennon up in the balcony or something, or whatever the hell that was. Who used to do? Who was it?
Willie Nelson and Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, there you go. And our birthday list includes the lovely Linda Evangelista. Linda is 59, the supermodel, who made the famous quote, "We don't wake up for less than $10,000 a day." And I'll bet that was true for some of them. Linda is 59, Evangelista. And on this day in history, we got a couple of double whammies. Let's do this one instead. 1994, serial killer John Wayne Gacy finally was executed. Lethal injection at Stateville Penitentiary in Joliet, Illinois. John Wayne Gacy, convicted of dressing up as a clown and killing 33 young men and boys in the 70s, most of whom he buried under his house. And didn't one of them got away? Wasn't it one kid got away, and the cops saw a naked little boy? Wasn't that John Wayne Gacy? Oh no, that was the cannibal. That was the cannibal.
That was Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. I think he was the one who had the fake seatbelt. And you get people in his car, and they couldn't undo the seatbelt. The seatbelt would not unlock, and that's how the clown. They couldn't get away, and he'd knock him out or whatever, and then rape him, and oh god. Anyway, they killed him in 1994 finally. So surprised he lasted that long in prison. To be honest with you. Now the potato pop. Okay, here's the deal. When I go, I like my things the way I like my things. Normally, the regular size potato pops are just a regular nice size, like as big as a quarter or whatever. And I have my chicken pot, my chicken nugget things, whatever they called, and so I have those together. Okay, when I get them out of my heat fryer, what do you call it, Flounder? My fryer thing, my stir fryer, my hot fryer, my clothes fryer, air fryer. That's why I get it. Okay, so then when I get them on my plate, I take a spoon and I put a dent in each piece of chicken and in each potato pop, so that cut them in half, so every single piece of everything I eat gets an equal amount of salt and gravy. So when I put it on my spoon, I put half the spoon has a piece of chicken and half the spoon has a piece of potato pop, and so then I would have that, and everybody then gets chicken. Okay, now with the minis, I don't have to cut them in half. It's perfect size to fit on the spoon with my a chunk of chicken. It's perfect. Oh my God! I mean, it's going to change everything. What?
Well, what you need to change is your vernacular, your jargon about this whole situation. It's like the heavy metal thing. The only thing that's a potato pop, there actually is a thing called a potato pop. It's a little round ball that you fry, you stick a toothpick into. A potato pop is the Mr. Potato Head, the dad figure of Mr. Potato Head. What you are talking about, and one of our bosses, first of all, did not like the fact I said tater tots are overrated. He booed me.
Well,
and he says nothing.
Says
nothing beats a potato pop.
Yes.
It's a tater tot.
Well, all right, fine.
Yes, we have Alan on the line, and he says you're upsetting 85% of our audience.
Tater tot, Marine. Tater tot.
Tater tot. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not good with names, and I just know what I like. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, us rednecks are wondering, is that potato on a stick?
And I only like one brand too, and I can't remember what's the name of the damn brand of tater tot? Oneida. And the other thing, Oneida. And the only chicken I like is the chicken.
Not Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson chicken nuggets. No. Chicken. What the hell? Oh God, what are they? Chicken nuggets.
What's the other one?
They're called any Tizers. Whatever the company is, I think it's Tyson chicken bags in the and the special thing in the freezer, not freezer section, but the cold section, and they're called any Tizers, and they're by Tyson, I believe, and they make also chicken fries, and they make chicken nuggets, and and then they have chicken things. They have all kinds of different things, and I love them.
Tim,
and I
if you had some mac and cheese, you'd have a great kids menu.
Oh, I know it. I know absolutely. I love mac and cheese, but I like it my mother's way with a real blackened crust all over it. And nobody makes it that way, and I don't know how to make it that way, so I don't have any usually. But if I could get it my mom's way, I'd have it every freaking night. Lots of crusty, blackened, crusty, cheesy. Oh man, that was freaking delicious. And she'd always give most of it to me because I was her favorite. Anyway, thanks for the memories.
You're our favorite too, buddy.
You gotta go. You're killing me. Thank you, my friend. Have a great weekend. Be careful out there. 4:55. Ay. Now we got your news. I got your
Real
news.
quick, I just found this audio on Twitter. It's a guy, I think he does a lot of his stuff on TikTok. He was on Tucker Carlson a while ago, and he's coming up with a conservative date site, but he comes up with these very funny, ironic things about trans and other left-wing stuff.
Cool.
Take a listen.
Excellent.
Why is it at gender reveal parties, people only choose one of two colors? So I can't assume your gender, but you can assume I'm racist? If genitals don't define gender, how does removing them affirm it? It's scary when the weatherman is the closest one to telling the truth on the news now. If the vaccine doesn't keep you from getting or spreading the virus, what the hell does the booster boost? If women can be paid less for doing the exact same work, why wouldn't every company just hire women? How are we taking the rights of women away if we don't know what a woman is? So the man who accidentally left 300,000 guns for the Taliban is going to lecture us on gun control? Want to stop drunk drivers from killing sober drivers? Ban sober drivers. That's how gun control works.
Who's that? Do we know?
I'm not sure his name, but I've seen him on Twitter a good bit.
So another guy's making a living on TikTok as an influencer, doing little funny liners on his phone.
But he always does it from the conservative point of view.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But again, it's this. I guess I think you can actually major in college on social media influencing. I mean, I really think you can take. I don't know if it's a major, but I know you can take courses in it. In social media influencing and social media.
Yeah, but at this point, unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, what good is a degree these days?
Well, yeah. Again.
Yeah. Where is this, Arizona State?
Well, no, and again, did you see the story of the girl in Arizona State who found out she's one of the protesters, and she found out, you're not going to graduate because you're not going to be able to go to the, and she says, oh, God, she's crying, and she says, so I have family coming in, I'm going to have to tell them, don't come to my graduation because I'm not going to graduate. And then she says, well, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it, hating the Jews and calling for the destruction of Israel. What's the matter with these people? And again, what kills me is if you're a protester, and you really mean it, you ought to be able to suffer the consequences and say, boy, this was really a learning lesson. I mean, God, it's unbelievable. And by the way, that 16-year-old kid who got caught vandalizing the Central Park World War I memorial, the original story was that his father turned him in. Apparently, that's not true. He got caught by a security guard. But still, the question was, when I heard the story about a father turning in his kid, I remember the famous case in Georgia where a father, I think he was a lawyer, and his son committed a murder, and the father told him to turn himself in, and I think the father even turned himself in and said, we'll do this the right way, and he got sentenced to the death penalty. And his father's one who turned him in. And I thought, wow, my father wouldn't let me get my license back when I lost my license for driving an unregistered, uninsured car, got caught by the cops, and I lost my license for a year, and my neighbor would have gotten it back for me. My dad said, nope. They took it away for a year. I had to write notes every month to my parole officer about why I deserved to get my license back. And my father said, they said a year, you're going to lose it for a year. Learn your lesson. It was tough love, all right. I finally got it back after about 10 months, but still, he said, no, I'm not going to let you do that. It wouldn't be fair. It's not right. The rule is a year, you're going to lose it for a year. I tell you, that was the old days, all right. Oh, my God, did we lose the Flounders Funny Time?
Yeah, they're all. No, here we go.
Here's a quickie.
What the hell do I know? You know, I grew up in the 90s. It was a lot of like, I don't see color. We're all the same, treated about equally. But now we're so obsessed with everyone's differences. Like you flip through HBO Max, it's all these categories. Trans stories, strong black women, Asian culture. Like, hey, HBO, I know you're trying to be progressive, but porn's been doing this for 30 years. You're never going to out-inclusive porn. All these networks patting themselves on the back. We have a gay section. Porn's like, yeah, we have a gay senior citizen dwarf in a wheelchair. You're not more open-minded than us, right? I mean, talk about representation. I've been watching Asian culture since high school. HBO is like, well, we have a family section. Porn's like, yeah, we got that and step family.
Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mark Norman.
I love it. 5 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hopefully by next week we'll get Neil Boards tuned in again. We missed him, couldn't make the link, but it's coming up. 5 o'clock, look out.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Pushback in the president's own party. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. 26 House Democrats asking the White House for a briefing on why President Biden is suspending delivery of certain bombs to Israel, including Florida Congressman Jared Moskowitz.
If you're Hamas and you're watching American television, you're seeing what's going on college campuses, right? And now you're seeing, obviously, the messaging in the United States start to change. There's not more pressure on you to release the hostages. There's less. The only pressure we see is pressure on Israel. Israel.
This as another Florida representative, Republican Corey Mills, files an article of impeachment, accusing the president of abusing his power by conditioning support on Israel's plans for Rafah in southern Gaza.
The White House, though, is defending the president's decision. They write, our actions have been done consistent with the law. We've been clear that every last cent of those funds will be spent consistent with legal obligations, including with respect to the recently passed supplemental. But officials are struggling to explain how the U.S. can have an ironclad commitment to Israel and back its intention to eliminate Hamas terrorists while also drawing a red line at Israel's plan in Rafah.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. The White House also confirming today there is no deal after the latest ceasefire talks in Cairo. What's currently the observer state of Palestine wins new rights at the United Nations, a largely symbolic vote from the General Assembly, which is also calling on the UN Security Council to again consider allowing full membership.
Today you are gutting the charter, and you are doing it in the wake of the most brutal massacre of my people since the Holocaust.
Israel's UN Ambassador Gilad Erdan suggesting the vote also shows support for Hamas terrorists. The U.S. voted against the resolution, arguing unilateral measures will not lead to a sustainable peace. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land. It's the place where you get to do so much waiting. You can wait in traffic, drive-thrus. You can even wait at the doctor's in a room specifically made for waiting. It's Land, baby. Come and sit patiently for a while, then wait even longer. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on the dog. Target. Hair, help, there, up, paleo, road guards out. Hair, help, there. First one to the rear. Hair, help, there. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Anything goes. Almost 5:04. Here's a number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Lots of newsy stuff going on. A lot of political stuff. You've heard pretty much the latest is, and they're demanding that President Stupidface explain himself why in the hell he's withholding all this aid in the business with Israel. They also now filed articles of impeachment about him, just like they did against Trump. Again, this is just a whole snowball thing. Donald Trump says, again, the judge is a jerk and an unconstitutional idiot, and he would be very happy to go to jail for supporting the Constitution. Let's see. We got a diplomat literally shredding the United Nations Charter. Today, the United States promised to vote against a resolution seeking to grant the Palestinians full membership of the United Nations. And let's see, the resolution doesn't resolve the concerns of Palestinian membership application raised. And so the vote brought to the floor. The no votes included Argentina, Hungary, Israel, and the United States. And one diplomat actually shredded the United States resolution right there in front of God and everybody. I'm telling you this, you can't trust any of these people. Anyway, we got political stuff up the kazoo here. One quick warning thing. Which matter? What?
I just found out. You know how Disney likes to take old characters and basically make them lesbians or...
Oh, well, they like to change Tinkerbell's outfit or whatever, yeah. What now?
Doctor Who has always either been a white man or a woman, a white woman. They had one. Okay. Disney has taken over, and now they have a guy named Nkuti Gatwa. He is the 15th Doctor Who. He is the first black, not only black, but openly queer.
Oh, God.
Doctor Who.
Well, they're like, asking for it. Every time they do something and they get blasted, they do more.
Every single time. It can't do white people. Got to get a black queer in there.
Yesterday we talked about how you can't say Tinkerbell anymore because she's too much of a whore and a slutty, jealous skank. Wearing little slutty little whore outfits, and she's too jealous of a guy that Peter won't talk to her. I mean, it's unbelievable. Idiots.
It's like the South Park episode where they say, make it a woman and make her a lesbian.
Yeah, exactly. That'll make it better. That'll get more people want to go there and watch that. Okay. Oh, Lord.
When is the remake of Shaka Zulu? I want to see white albinos running around shaking spears and shields.
Talk about cultural appropriation. I mean, come on.
See, that is a British, that's like taking Walter Cronkite and making him black and gay.
Well, remember when they changed Cleopatra? Didn't they make her Spanish or something?
Nubian. I think they made her Nubian when she's Greek.
And they said, wait a minute. No. Whoa, hold everything.
This is Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, this is Walter. Pretty funny.
Hey,
here's your news.
By the way, that Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted, they make fun of Walter Cronkite like he's a drunk and his wife's giving him trouble at home. It is funny as hell.
Well, he was a Russian socialist. I mean, he was a big-time Charlie socialist. Truly a socialist.
Yeah.
Anyway, 507 Kimber, Pete, Flounder. And again, a word of warning. I think 8 o'clock tonight, Pete was telling me this is when it's particularly to be the worst problem with solar geomagnetic storm issues. The worst in 20 years and the first time in about 50 years where it's going to be this bad. At least 5 streams of plasma coronal mass ejections. And again, that is not something I'm making up out of my head here, trying to get you all kinky and stuff for the weekend. But apparently it's from a storm massive sunspot business thing, experienced cooler than the surface, and it's heading right for us. This means it could disrupt electronic devices like GPS and power grids. And let's see, what else here? It talks about passing through the entire weekend. And let's see, it may affect, where the hell this story, they don't put the stuff it does where they should put it. Further cause may a storm can persist for the thing, and onset of magnetic storm, sun's corona, And I'm not saying what. Anyway, so if you have an electronic stuff like GPS and things like that, it could mess it up for a while. It's been the first alert in 20 years, and it could affect power grids and bring, as far south as Alabama, colorful natural lights coming from
That's
this thing.
what do they call that? The Aurora.
Aurora Borealis. Yeah, the Aurora Borealis is what happens in the Northern Lights, and this is apparently the same thing, basically, from the sun's flares and sun's lights. So you may get a chance to see the Aurora Borealis starting at 8 o'clock tonight through the weekend. Now, this also means if you're using your GPS stuff or like Waze or something, it may mess that up, too. I wonder if it'll affect me going home tonight. I'll put it on just for kicks.
It's nothing to worry about. It's only electronics it's going to mess with, so it's nothing to worry about.
Oh, well, thank God, because we know we were all, still, driving wagons and cars. Oh, wait, it's only electronics.
You won't notice a difference because
no, I
yours
won't tell.
is always.
Well, my cable went out again and started coming back. I mean, it's, and my tires and all that stuff. So that's the good sign there. 5:09 here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. In fact, you know what? Can we do a Flounder's Funny? We haven't done We owe Flounder's Funnies before we do Holy Crap at Sports. Can we do one here, Flounder, just for the hell of it? Why not?
Yeah, we just did one.
Oh, well, yeah. That's true.
How about a James Gregory?
That's what I meant. James Gregory, who passed away at the age of 78, just happened. He was going to be here in the studio to do the show, and he called Flounder from the hospital the day he was going to be beforehand and said he couldn't make it. James Gregory passed away, and we love his comedy. Here he is.
I put on some weight recently. We had, back in the summer, we had a funeral in my family. And being Baptist, there was food there. We respond to every tragedy in life with food. A covered dish. Oh, we'll knock on somebody's door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. We would come in for a minute, but Walmart closes at 9. And if I'm going to go to that funeral, I got to need something nice to wear. This is what I've told people over the years, is they would ridicule me about my fear of flying. And you've heard this logic, too. They'll always go, more people die in car wrecks than they do plane crashes. I go, so? That's the way I want to go. Car wreck. Where I'm from, it's kind of like a tradition. We don't have heart attacks in my family. We just cross the median. Usually on the weekend. Just out drinking. Sometimes it's because we wave back at somebody up on the porch.
James Gregory passed away at 78. And again, he was in the Atlanta area, and Pete said things from Marietta. I don't remember myself, but at least he spent time passing through here and living here for a while. And he was a fan of the show and wanted to come into the studio. He called on. He said, hey, he'd love to come in and do the show sometime. We said, oh, my God, anytime you want. And he made the plan. We had the date. And then, like the day before, he called Flounder from the hospital or something, said he can't make it. It doesn't say, well, he's 78. It could be natural causes of any kind, but it doesn't say anything specifically. But really, he was
from...
What's that?
He's from Lithonia.
Lithonia. No kidding. Well, I didn't know that. 512, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Kind of a pre-sports thing here for you, Pete. The Coastal Commission in California says, guess what? You can't discriminate based on what you think your gender is. So a guy with a tallywhacker a man named Sasha Jane Lowerson is now competing in the Huntington Beach Longboard Pro Surfing event against women. And the guy who originally said, no, you can't do that, said, no, you can't. It's all girls are girls, all boys are boys. And then he had to change his mind because of the Surfing Competition Commission said, no, you got to follow the rules. And that means, well, you are what you think you are. And so now he's getting blasted for it because he says, I got to let the guy with a tallywhacker surf against the girls. He said, I was trying to do the right thing. I didn't expect this kind of crap over it. And this guy said, in fact, remember, the surfing legend Bethany Hamilton, a girl who got her arm ripped off by a shark. And as a professional surfer, she's an ambassador for a thing called Rip Curl. And she says, male-bodied athletes should not be competing in women's sports, period. Surfing or anything else. But they're going to let them do it in California. Trannies now, here we go again. I know. It's just our modern country, thanks to the Democrats. Republicans don't pass these rules. 5:13. Holy Crap of Sports is next. More Flounder's Funnies and Pete's tweets and AI stories. And, we got so much here coming up with you, too. The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let it rip Friday.
Atlanta radio legends collide on XTRA 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Honda Generators. You never know when a power outage will strike Atlanta and North Georgia. That's why you need a Honda generator from Howard Brothers. Honda generators are reliable, economical, and portable. They will work for you when you need it. You can get a whole house backup, or you can just keep your essentials working until power is back up. Howard Brothers has locations all around town that sell Honda generators. Learn more at howardbrothers.com/Honda generators. It's time for you to be powered by Howard Brothers and Honda.
Pack your bags and join the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football team in Dublin, Ireland as toe meets leather to kick off the 2024 football season in Dublin. The Aer Lingus College Football Classic will feature your Yellow Jackets versus the Florida State Seminoles in a special Week 0 matchup on August 24th, 2024. Don't miss this unique opportunity to visit one of the world's most popular travel destinations while cheering on the Jackets on a global stage. For travel packages, tickets, and more information, go to gt2ireland.com. Sting 'em.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Yeah, sorry. So here we go. Our 5 o'clock hour is sponsored by Lee Brandt Jewelers. Luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves begin that 3-game series in Flushing tonight. The 2-0 Charlie Morton against the 1-3 Jose Quintana for the Mets. Adam Duvall and Travis d'Arnaud in the lineup tonight against the lefty. Zach Klein of Channel 2 tweets that Marcell Ozuna has more home runs with 12 this season than the combined total from Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Jared Kelenic, and Ronald Acuna Jr.
Holy smokes.
He's keeping them afloat right now. He really is.
Outstanding.
It's amazing.
Yes, sir.
On this day on May 10th, 1967, Hank Aaron recorded the only inside-the-park home run of his career. He did it against the Phillies. And in 1970, this happened with Hoyt Wilhelm.
Atlanta's Hoyt Wilhelm, the knuckleball relief ace, checked into his 1,000th big league ball game. Nobody has ever come close. And amazingly, Wilhelm logged 11 years in the minors before the Giants gave him a chance.
That's the way they used to do sports, baby.
Love the music in the background there.
Was it like 1958 or something? Jeez.
No, it was 1970.
Oh,
1970.
Mercy. Wow.
1960, Orioles catcher Joe Ginsberg tied a record with 3 passed balls in 1 inning as he struggled to corral Wilhelm's knuckleball.
Yeah.
So Wilhelm got him there. And in 1994, Atlanta scored 7 in the bottom of the ninth to come back from an 8-1 deficit against the Phils. They went on for a 9-8 win in 15 innings. Mike Mordecai's 3-run homer was the big blow in the ninth. The Braves won in the 15th on a bunt single by Mike Stanton that scored Deion Sanders.
No kid. Well, Deion Sanders being a speed demon, but I didn't know Mike Stanton was the guy get the first base on a bunt. Guy must have been playing way back. Third
He was a
baseman or
pitcher,
something.
something like that.
Yeah, cool.
Sad news here. It just broke. Sean Burroughs, a winner of the Little League World Series, a 2000 Olympic gold medalist in baseball, and a first-round pick in the MLB draft, I believe by the Padres, has passed away suddenly at the age of 43. Burroughs collapsed while coaching his son's Little League team in California. Sean is the son of the former Braves outfielder and 1974 AL MVP for the Rangers, Jeff Burroughs.
No kidding. Wow. Shame.
Congrats to Georgia slugger Charlie Condon, who homered in the top of the second inning to officially set a NCAA record. That's from 2011 on. For homers in a season, it's also his 8th straight game with a homer, bringing him one step closer to another record. Condon has gone from a walk-on in Athens to likely being the number 1 pick in the MLB draft this summer.
No
Just
kidding.
Amazing.
As a walk-on. Holy cow.
Yeah. And guess how much UCLA will have to pay UC Berkeley as a result of the Bruins leaving for the Big Ten and leaving Cal in the lurch by taking them off their football schedule? How much do you think they'll have?
$90.
Higher.
$75,000.
Higher.
$209,000.
Higher.
$714,000.
10 million American dollars a year for 6 years. For 60 million.
For doing what? For stealing what?
For joining the Big Ten, helping dissolve the Pac-12, leaving Cal Berkeley in the lurch with no one to put on the schedule, and screwing another California team that's with the university system.
Wow. Oh, mercy. Jeez.
Since the demise of the Pac-12, the Cal Bears have been forced to join the ACC. The money will help pay their travel costs. They're going to have to fly across country to play games now.
What a bunch of nuts. I don't get it. For what purpose?
Money, it's greed. And it's destroying. Going to destroy college football the way we know it. College football will keep growing, but the way we grew up with it, it's gone. It's gone. It'll never be the same on that. The difference between UCLA's annual media rights distribution for the Big Ten and UC Berkeley's share for the ACC is about $50 million difference per year.
Good grief. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. The Falcons have signed inside linebacker J.D. Bertrand to his rookie deal. He's out of Notre Dame. And the Falcons also signed running back Jace McClellan, receiver Casey Washington, and defensive tackle Zion Logue of Georgia to their rookie deal. So those guys are ready to go.
Excellent.
Bears interim head coach Matt Eberflus has already named the number 1 pick Caleb Williams as their starting quarterback.
Uh-oh. Wow. That's pretty ballsy. Yeah.
Well, he wins this year with them or he's fired.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
So it's either, he's not going to sit him on the bench. Pro Football Hall of Fame defensive back Jimmy Johnson, a 3-time All-Pro and member of the All-Decade team of the 70s, has died. He was 86. Johnson was the Deion way before Deion. Drafted by the 49ers out of UCLA back in 61, Johnson also played offense as a receiver. He played all 16 years in San Francisco. He was the brother of Olympic decathlon champion
Bob Richards.
Rayford Johnson.
Rayford Johnson.
That was
who also. I didn't get the last name. Rayford Johnson, who saved, who tackled Sirhan Sirhan after murdering Robert Kennedy in the hotel thing there.
It was Rayford who was Johnson's presenter for enshrinement in the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. And here's what Jimmy said about his brother Rayford. Rayford Johnson is in fact my hero, and that is an amazing thing in itself. Most young men growing up usually have a hero in another town, another city, another country, and they will write to this individual, receive an autographed photo, and then tack that photo up on the wall and worship that photo, play for that photo, and get inspiration from that photo. No such problem for me. I had a brother living with me on a day-to-day basis that I was able to talk to, ask the pertinent questions, get the pertinent feedback, and get corrected in my direction if needed. I must say I must give Brother Rayford credit for everything that I have accomplished in the field of athletics, and I just wish that we could split this trophy, this bust of myself, right down the middle because he surely deserves half of it.
Wow, nice.
Hell of a thing to say. Mm-hmm. The mystery who stole the Jackie Robinson statue has finally been solved.
It has. What happened?
That's right. Ricky Aldrete, 45 years old, arrested after the statue went missing from a Wichita, Kansas youth baseball league back in January, has pleaded guilty to theft and other charges. Aldrete could face more than 19 years in jail when he's sentenced. He'll also be sentenced for aggravated burglary, aggravated criminal damage to property, interference with law enforcement, criminal damage to property, making a false writing, and identity theft.
Wow.
Aldrete will be forced to pay $41,000+ to the League 42, the youth baseball outfit. They say the police that the crime was not racially motivated. Basically, he's just stupid, and he wanted the money from it. No arrest, but 2 other people were involved. That's what was on camera. They had 3 people, pulled that thing up. They cut it at the ankles. It was a bronze replica. They left his cleats behind, and then they burned it about 7 miles away. That's how they found it. They think it was financial gain of scrapping common metal was the reason that they did it.
For God's sakes.
They put a GoFundMe page up for the team. They've gotten $200,000 from that. Another about $600,000 altogether has been given to the team, including $100K from MLB to erect a new statue to Robinson in August. They're expecting a giant erection that day.
I would certainly assume so, sir.
Now, David Robinson, Jackie's son, said this: "I'm sorry for him. I'm sorry for the troubles of his life. His solution to steal a sculpture of a man of the stature of Jackie Robinson, it's a further unfortunate choice and circumstance of his own making. But my basic feeling is that I'm sorry for the man in his position in life. I understand he has pleaded guilty. I wish he takes society's punishment in the best way possible, and from there can go on to improve his life."
Yeah, Class C response. Son.
American sports stars have to worry about being called names or having their homes robbed while they're at the games or getting shot by a gangbanger at a nightclub. But in Malaysia, they worry about having acid thrown on them.
Oh, my.
Malaysian soccer player Faisal Halim has responded well to a 3rd surgery. He can now walk. He was left in critical condition from an acid attack, and they're doing it to soccer players all over Malaysia. They've had to postpone the start of the season because of this ridiculousness. He was walking in a shopping mall on May 5th. Somebody came up and threw acid on him, got 4th-degree burns. He had trouble speaking and moving. The president of the Selangor Football Association says, "I heard this morning that he started walking in the room and went to the bathroom by himself."
Good grief.
He's 26 years old, going to have one more surgery. They think he is expected to make a full recovery.
Acid attacks? What
acid attack?
What's the good grief?
Usually it's against women. Usually it's guys throwing it on women, but
faces.
We'll see.
Oh, my.
You can now add being shot at during a rowing event as a possible injury. A boys rowing team competing in a regatta in Sacramento shot at during the middle of the race. It's on video showing the Oakland Strokes team, 9 teenage boys rowing in a race back in April in the Sacramento River in California. Gunshots heard, and you can see the parents were taking a video. You can hear and see rounds being fired and the splashes to the side of the boat as they're going by. Nobody injured. Nobody saw who made the shots, though. They have no idea where it came from.
Well, it could be pretty far away if a long-term rifle.
It was probably a handgun, and it is in a wooded area.
Wooded area, yes.
Have you got that Netflix bought?
I'm so close. I see the sign there for it, so I'm like a step away from actually pushing the thing that gets the Netflix.
Well, you may want to get it before Christmas, Kim.
Oh, what now?
If you want to watch some NFL games that day.
Oh, God, here we go again. I got to get the new app watch. I got to get the watch with all those apps on it so I can see the little teeny screen. Good
Maverick
God.
Star Luka Doncic's post-game news conference interrupted by what sounded like a woman moaning in ecstasy in another room. Now, it's hard to hear, so I'm not going to play it for you. But if you look it up and play it, you can hear it on your computer there. Yeah.
And did he remark about it or anything?
Oh, no, he just stopped and looked around, and people started laughing. He's like, oh, he buried his head.
Well, if you can get her up into the balcony.
Anyway, as all Hawks fans know, getting a call go your way at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks is like winning the lottery. And Pacers fans and the team agree. Indiana submitted 78 instances of incorrect or non-calls to the NBA that they felt put them at a disadvantage in games 1 and 2 in New York City. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle said small market teams deserve an equal shot. They deserve a fair shot no matter where they're playing. Now, Carlisle also said they were not going to turn the tape of Game 1 in until the same BS happened in Game 2.
Oh, man.
And they said, no, we're going to put up with this. We're down 0-2 now because of the refs, whether you believe that or not.
Well, I don't know.
Comedian Andrew Schultz, who was at the Tom Brady roast Sunday night, says when Rob Gronkowski took a shot of liquor, then spiked the shot glass on the floor, it surprised everybody, especially the woman sitting in the front row who got her face impaled.
Oh.
Schultz claims the glass shattered, sent a piece of it into the crowd and straight into her cheek. Schultz says it was hanging out of her flesh and her whole cheek turned red like she was a mime. If true, expect Gronk to be sending a large amount of cash to someone's Venmo account. Surprised we're just now hearing about this.
That's like an autographed football, man.
Smack. Italian tennis star Camilla Giorgi is retiring at age 32 to pursue a career as what?
Porn actress?
Close. Lingerie model.
Well, there you are.
1934 on this date, Lou Gehrig recorded 4 hits, 2 homers, 2 doubles, and drove in 7 runs, and then left the game after just 5 innings. He had a cold as they went on to beat the White Sox. I've done enough. I'm out of here.
Oh, man.
And here's a little nugget of joy for you from Dan.
All right.
There have been only 2 major leaguers ever with the last name of Moyer, Ed Moyer and Jamie Moyer. Ed Moyer died November 18th, 1962. Jamie Moyer was born November 18th, 1962. They are not related to each other.
Holy smokes. How cool is that?
Reincarnation.
Well, there you are. Same guy. No question.
You think it's reincarnation? All right, we
proves
got Nate's joke of the day. I've been remiss.
All right,
I haven't given you some. All right. Barney says, I'm taking a course in parachute jumping.
Oh.
Arnie says, how many jumps do you have to make before you pass the course? And Barney said, all of them.
Yeah. 5:30, Kimmer Pete and Flounder. Rick the Painter's coming up. Birthdays from sports and a little history thing coming up in Flounder's Funnies. And Sticking by, got the whole rest of what's going on up till 6 o'clock. At 5:30, look out, here we go.
Hey, it's Rhino from the Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m.
Y'all, we're in the midst of a revolution.
I saw it yesterday at USC with the paraphernalia that they did leave behind. They had 3 symbols. The middle symbol, Palestinian red hand symbol. The other was a swastika, and the other was a hammer and sickle, reminiscent of
Old
Soviet Union. This isn't about peace in the region anymore.
No,
this is about violence towards one group.
That's exactly right. And it's disturbing and it's alarming.
Well, again, I talk about 2020 and the energy that people had from the George Floyd incident. Suddenly people were looking at it like, how can I make friends with these people? You didn't realize they were Marxists and they didn't believe in Israel's right to exist either. But you were so busy, caught up in that fervor of trying to tell people, no, I'm a friend, I'm an ally, that you didn't realize what these people were doing. Hopefully this time around, you clearly see what these people are doing. It's the same playbook, it's the same fervor, but I don't think it's going to resonate the same way.
I certainly hope you're right.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Hey, sandwich lovers. Today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
Support for XTRA 106.3 comes from Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, celebrating their 35th anniversary and Mother's Day season with custom day spa and med spa packages. Discover Mother's Day gift ideas and award-winning day spa and med spa treatments available at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, as well as e-gift cards online at naturalbody.com or in store at one of their 7 locations in Atlanta, Alpharetta, Decatur, Smyrna, and Snellville. Pamper your parent with the gift of spa at Atlanta's best day spa and med spa.
When storms wreak havoc on your home, who do you trust to make things right? Look no further than Southern Exteriors. Hey, it's Tug. With over 25 years experience, they understand the urgency of storm damage. They offer emergency response and free estimates to assess the situation and get your home back on track. Southern Exteriors is committed to your home's long-term well-being. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, windows, or doors, they have the expertise to handle it all. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors.co. Southern Exteriors. Restore restoring peace of mind one storm at a time.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855 GA Injury or vansantlaw.com.
It is so important to prepare in case of any emergency, and there's one place you can do that, and that's True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. But before you get into preparing, you need to know everything that goes into preparing. That's why they have all these great classes. They always have an intro to emergency preparedness class. What about a bug out bag? Make sure that you go to their class on that. And also, don't forget, they also do blood drives, everything else. It's your one-stop shop for preparedness. True Prep, Marietta, Cobb Parkway, or online, trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Introducing Sonder Health Plans, your trusted local partner for Medicare Advantage in Georgia. Only in Georgia. With Sonder, you'll get comprehensive coverage that's tailored to your needs. They offer $0 primary care visits, $0 premiums, and access to a wide network of Georgia healthcare providers. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com now to learn more about their valued-based care that won't break the bank. Or call 888-428-4440. Sonder Health Plans, your doctors, your neighbors, your friends.
MyPillow no longer has the support of the big box stores or shopping channels. Now they found themselves a part of the cancel culture. Because of this and the change in retailers, they want to pass the savings directly on to you. So they're having a $25 extravaganza sale. With the help of its dedicated employees, MyPillow now has hundreds of products, and some of them you probably don't even know about. To get familiar with all their other products, they're having a $25 extravaganza with the promo code BECK. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, just $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. The 6-pack towel set is, you guessed it, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size or loft level, $25. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square for these $25 deals. Plus, free shipping on orders over $75. Enter the promo code BECK or call 800-966-3117 for this amazing offer that will not last long.
Who doesn't know the Stones? Every first guitar kid's riff right here, baby. Yeah, it was 1965. The Rolling Stones recorded a version of I Can't Get No Satisfaction at Chess Studios in Chicago. Brian Jones was on harmonica. The group recreated it and re-recorded it 2 days later at RCA Studios in Hollywood with a different beat and the Gibson Maestro fuzz box that Keith Richards had recently acquired, adding sustain to the sound of the guitar riff. So, yeah, that was not exactly their harmonica from Brian Jones, but that was 65 for the Stones. Two different versions of Satisfaction. That's kind of a cool story. I didn't know that. By the way, Pee, we have two phone calls, Rick and Gary, and then a little comedy bit from James Gregory, and Gary's going to tell us a little something special about our friend James Gregory. But first, some sports leftover stuff here, Pete Davis. Birthdays. Helio or Elio Castroneves, 49. Castroneves won the fourth season of Dancing with the Stars, and he won the Indy 500 3 times. He also beat the IRS when they went after him for tax evasion. That didn't work out too well.
Spider-Man.
Yes, sir. Chris Berman, 69, his catchphrase, sprouting chubby legend. And it says here, do not step in front. Here's what it says, I swear to God.
Sprouting chubby?
Here's what it says. Chris Berman, 69. ESPN's catchphrase spouting chubby legend, do not step in front of his teleprompter. Does somebody step in front of his telephone? I don't want to review it. I made a mistake. I had an extra. I put an extra syllable in there, or a dangling gerund, or a split infinitive.
It's worse to say spouting.
Well, I know it.
Hey, by the way, we got Braves breaking news.
Braves breaking news. Breaking news.
Anybody who bought tickets for the Cubs series next week to watch Dansby Swanson, step forward.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Not so fast, everybody.
What happened?
He's been placed on the 10-day injured list. He will probably not be part of that series.
Say what he did. What happened or anything?
I did not see what happened.
I'll be damned. All right, sir, back to the thing here with the thing. Missy Franklin, the Olympic gold medal swimmer, is 29. I can't read my own writing here. I'm sorry. And let's see. On this day, did I get all three of those? Did I get Chris Berman, Missy, and thing? And also...
That's the name of my new band, the Spouting Chubbies.
The Spouting Chubbies. And on this day in 1969, the American and National Football Leagues made it official they were going to merge to become one league in 1969. And also one last thing, we'll get to our phones. And 2014, 10 years ago today, Michael Sam became the NFL's first openly gay player. The St. Louis Rams snatched him up during the draft to cut him during training camp. The Cowboys gave him a try and didn't work out. And so we wish him as well in his future. Okay, hold on, Gary. Rick the Painter's been hanging on since before we got to the break. Rick, what's going on, man? Welcome aboard. What's happening?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, brother. Happy Friday. Hey.
Oh boy.
All right. Hey. I love it. Hey, Pete. Hey, Flounder. You guys are the backbone. You guys are killer. You guys are great. Love all you guys. I was going to talk about a couple things, but my main thing is earlier I called about it, been on hold for a while. And I wanted to pay tribute for our late good comedian friend, James Gregory.
James Gregory.
And I'm just going to play the punchline.
All right.
And you know, it says, heck, I'll pay for it. Here's my gas card.
Yeah, there you go. That was the pilot wanted to do. Yeah. Hey,
they got one more. One more, please, sir.
There you go.
Hey, all right. Just because this is in honor of James Gregory and also Pete's one-liners.
Yeah.
Where do monkeys take their kids to play?
Where do monkeys take their kids to play? The monkey business. I don't know.
Jungle Gym.
Jungle Gym, ladies and gentlemen. Rick, I got to go. You're killing me. 540. To the phones. It's Gary. Now, Gary, it says here you have an interesting link to the late, great James Gregory. One of our big fans was going to be here in the studio, and then he called from the hospital and couldn't make it, and he passed away at the age of 78. What's your link to James Gregory? And welcome aboard, Gary. How you doing?
Well, the last time I spoke to Mr. Gregory was on March 31st. And I was his plumber for about the past 5 years.
Well, son of a gun. You just talked to him? Holy cow.
Yes. Well, it's a little bit ways back, but he sounded healthy then. I could tell he wasn't 100%, but what a great guy.
Yeah.
I loved him to death. He was so just human. He wasn't arrogant. He wasn't cocky. And he didn't even know what that meant.
Wow. Was it in Lithonia, do we understand, or have I got that wrong?
That's way wrong. He lived in Woodstock. His address was Woodstock.
Huh.
Born in Lithonia.
Yeah. Maybe he was born in Lithonia. I'm sorry, Pete. Maybe that's where he's born. My mistake. So he would just call your business, and you go over there and you knock on the door and say, "Hey, I got a problem here," or whatever. I mean, tell me what was it like meeting him, and did you know he was a big deal? And did he? I mean, how did he react to all that stuff? Yeah. What's that?
Well, the first time he called me, I didn't think anything about the name. It didn't. I've had John Doe's call me, you know.
Yeah.
But I go up and knock on the door, and I'm just blown away. I'm going, "You're really James Gregory?" And he goes, "No, I'm just James Gregory. I'm not the James Gregory." And I was like, "Okay." Just a great human being. I just can't tell you. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put it. He just treated everybody that got around him like they were just other people. Yeah. He didn't want to be treated special. He didn't act special.
Well, he had a gift, all right. He was amusing and funny just by his very nature, by his very delivery, by his speech pattern, his attitude, everything about him just clicked. There was nothing. It didn't seem to be anything phony about him at all. It was just he just came up with, and most of it seemed like it was just his personality. He just sort of thought of this stuff as he was talking with you, which makes it even funnier. I mean, I can't say enough about how much we appreciate him, and feel so sad we didn't get a chance to one more visit with him. So,
well, he didn't chase me out of his home when we finished the job and take care of the work. He'd stand there and talk to you, just carry on a conversation, just like, you know, it'd been a week since y'all got together last time, and he was just
Yeah, it's a shame. Gary, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We certainly miss him. In fact, Flounder, what that 5:43 earlier, like 2 hours ago, we've been playing James Gregory bits all day in his honor, and earlier 3 o'clock we did a little something I thought was pretty amusing too. Here we go.
And let's not forget about Aloha Airlines. They're the ones that had that airplane that took off as a hard top, come back as a convertible. The damn top blew off. And the dumbass things the people would say once they got off the plane. These are people who flew in and landed in an airplane that didn't have a top. It didn't have a damn top. Listen. And one lady actually said this. She said, at first, I didn't even notice it. I just reached out to push the stewardess button and the sun was in my eye.
James Gregory passed away at the age of 78, 544. A quick update from Farmer Wants a Wife last night. Mitchell, the 27-year-old, picked my favorite Sydney, who's only 22. She's beautiful. She's long, tall, and leggy, and she has that little love chin thing going. She's got a great personality, great attitude. And she said, when he said she was very involved with him, and she said, oh my God. He said, she says, you bring me such joy. And she said, I always wanted a man to protect me, to put me first, and to treat me special. And I got lucky. And he said, will you join me? And she said, yes. And just to touch my heart. I hope they made it together because the tease for next week doesn't seem good. I don't know. Ty, the older guy, 42, didn't pick either girl. Melody, who was a real beautiful farm girl, gorgeous horsewoman, but she wanted children. And he's 42 and she was not. And he did the honorable thing. And he said, I just don't want more kids. He had a 12-year-old daughter. And so it broke her heart. And the other girl, Melody, just wasn't his type. So he didn't get any girl. And now Nathan had two girls who both were great, and he picked that girl, Taylor. He said, I've been looking for you my whole life. I'm crazy about you. I'm falling in love with you. And she said back, let's start this dream together with you. And, it made my heart good. People finding love, especially when you're, the second or third time around. So that was kind of cool. And most of them are young, hadn't been married before, except that Thai guy. Anyway, 546, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder wrapping it up, and Flounder's funnies, and we got maybe a Pete's tweets and see what's going on here, and we stuff coming up here shortly. Don't go away now. Hold on.
The legend, Neil Bortz, is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I know a lot of us are sitting around in amazement at the absolute insanity that is being demonstrated by these students or pupils at elite colleges. Lenin, the leader of the communist revolution, had a name for these idiots. They were useful idiots.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right at Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill. Online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Guess who?
Everything is wrong since me and my baby parted. All day long I'm walking cause I couldn't get my car started. Laid off from my job and I can't afford to check it. I wish somebody'd come along and run into it and wreck it. Come on.
Come on.
Since my baby parted, come on.
I don't think I've ever heard this song. I know the guy, of course. It was Chuck Berry, 1963. The Rolling Stones recorded the Chuck Berry song, Come On, at Olympic Studios in London. The band said this is the Stones' first release, issued on the 7th of June, 1963 by Decca Records.
Yeah.
I didn't
they do
know
a good
that.
version.
Bobby
I've
did.
got it on my phone.
Cool. Let's see, at 5:52, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. My God, we're running out of time. I can't believe it. Oh, on this day in history, got a little saying here. I did a little research on my phone here. On this day in 1941, Rudolf Hess, the Nazi, parachutes into Scotland and claimed he was on a peace mission. But in fact, here's the deal. In 1941, Adolf Hitler's deputy Hess parachuted to Scotland, captured by British forces, and held by the British for the rest of the war. In 1945, 4 years later, Rudolf Hess was taken before the trial of the major war crimes in Nuremberg, found guilty, planning, initiating, waging a war of aggression, all that, sentenced to life imprisonment, committed to Spandau Prison, where he died in 1987. Again, he was caught in 41, kept in, put in 45 until 1987, Spandau Prison, where he died. After 1966, though, for the next 20 years, Rudolf Hess was the only inmate in the entire prison prison. The Russians would not allow leniency. His main companion was a warden, Eugene Bird, with whom he had a close relationship. And the warden Bird wrote a 1974 book titled The Loneliest Man in the World, about his relationship with Rudolf Hess in the 30 years that he was in prison. 20 of it all alone.
Because Albert Speer was let out in 66.
Yeah.
And that's left him alone.
And left him alone for 20 years.
I'll tell you what, Albert Speer wrote a diary and toilet paper and smuggled it out with one of the guards and everything. That is a fascinating book to read about Albert Speer's memoirs.
I remember
they made a movie. Rutger Hauer did it.
Really? I remember that he had done. I don't remember anything about the story. What?
It was a mini series called Inside the Third Reich with Rutger Hauer, and it was fascinating.
Oh, I'll be damned. Let's see, 5:53. Cameron Pete and Flounder. Oh my goodness! Flounder, let's do that. We have Flounder came across this girl on TikTok. She's a chubby little
phrasing.
I'm sorry. Oh,
phrasing.
It froze you.
Phrasing.
Phrasing.
What? What did I say?
Move along now. My bad.
Okay, I don't know what I did. Whatever I did, I'm sorry. I must have done something bad.
Chubby.
Well, no, she's a chubby little girl with red hair and glasses.
Flounder came across this chubby little girl.
The chubbiest little girl I've ever come across. And here she is now doing a No Joe Biden Anymore song, if you will. Sorry, my bad.
First I was afraid, I was petrified that Biden would destroy this country, and I was right. And then I spent so many nights wondering where we went wrong. It's been so long. And so I had to write this song, and now we're trapped in crazy town, where men can pretend to be women, take our medals and our crowns. They're in our showers and our sports, get all the praise in news reports. So many finally see the light. November 6th, we'll get it right. Go now, go. Come on, the two. Just give it up now, 'cause Trump is gonna come for you. You're the one who caused this shithole that we're in. You think we're stupid. We wanna let you steal it again. Oh, don't cry. You really tried. Oh, but this country's had enough with all your mumbling and lies. And now we're standing for the truth to protect women and youth. It's time to go. It's time to go. Hey, hey.
Don't know her name, but she's on TikTok and fairly clever, and she's an influencer and obviously making a living doing that. A couple of quick last-minute political things. President Joe Stupidface actually got blasted now because they pulled out a tweet of his back in 2019. He said this: President Trump withheld congressionally appropriated aid to Ukraine unless they granted him a political favor. It's impeachment. It's impeachment. It's absolutely impeachment. Quid pro quo. The definition of quid pro quo. This is no joke. Trump continues to put his own personal political interests ahead of the national interests. He must be impeached. Unquote Joe Biden. That's exactly what the Republican congressman from Florida quoted today when he has filed articles of impeachment against Joe Showers with daughter. Holy smokes. Oh, Flounder, we got one more message? What do I got here? They caught the guy who grabbed the woman by the neck.
Apparently they caught the guy who tried to strangle the woman and sexually assaulted her.
He roped her with his belt around the neck, dragged her knocked her out, put her between parked cars, and raped her.
Now, the video shows the police kind of blocking the mob who's trying to attack him because they want street justice.
Absolutely.
Which I agree.
Tear him to pieces. Oh, sorry, that'd be wrong. Oh, my God. Anyway, mercy. Golly, let's see. 5:57, Kim, Pete, and Flounder. One last Flounders, Flennies for Nuckies Hoagies here on Rippin' Friday time.
Phrases. My mom used to use phrases. I didn't know what she was talking about half the time. I want you to clean up this room, every nook and cranny. Every nook. What is the cranny? Give me some more. What's a nook? I don't know what that is either, you crazy lady. Is my nook dirtier than my cranny? Well, your nook is fine, but your cranny's filthy. Clean it up now. Clean it up. Pronto. My mom is awesome, though. See, all she cared about, it's still this day, all she cares about if I have eaten. That's all she cares about. Have you eaten? Have you eaten, son? You look terrible. You look like a freak. You look terrible. Do you need to get something to eat? I'm like, Mom, I weigh 210. No, you look like a little freak circus boy. It's what you look like. Have you eaten? I remember one night, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was in high school. I came home too late. You know, it's dark. You ever do that? You're sneaking in the house. It's just pitch black. So I go in the kitchen, you know, and I turn on the... No, garbage disposal. Why did they put that stupid garbage disposal thing right by the light? I was expecting a nice warm light. I get... Oh, she was on me like a panther. Where were you? I was worried sick. You could have gotten hurt.
I love it. And who's that guy?
That is Tim Hawkins.
Tim Hawkins. We've had him. I
played him yesterday because you liked him, so I'll give you some more.
As we appreciate. Very funny guy. By the way, for the record, my daughter Jennifer still has not received the card and check I sent her from now more than a month ago. And I've canceled all the bills and done things now, you know, electronically and with the help. And
welcome to the future.
Yeah,
that's true. This episode will go down in history as the Tater Tots meet Spouting Chubbies.
I believe that's Potato Pops. Anyway, guys, don't forget, your Mother's Day is Sunday, and it's only the Kimmer. I gotta go. You're killing me. Pete Davis and Flounder. Boys, have a great weekend. Hi to Miss Veronica. Look out, Herb. Sing me home, Christine.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.